Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to a. It's been a very long time since we've had a weekend share a beer, any sort of weekend show, weekend hangout, whatever we want to call it. But it's been a very long time. So I thought we would do one. As I told you, we might be popping in every once in a while, doing something on the weekend when I have time. So, and this happens to be the weekend. So I will start out with the beer I'm going to crack open right now. Let me share the screen with you. I want to do this beer. I'll show this one to you, and then I want to talk about something that was revealed a couple of days ago, I guess now. The that new Tesla truck. You guys know I'm a truck driver. I would like to go over that with you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get up to speed on what Elon Musk revealed. I like a lot of the stuff he does, so I would just like to talk about it from a truck driver's perspective, since all the stuff that I've seen up till now is from a non-truck driver's perspective. So I would kind of like to, talk about it from that angle. Let's see here. So, can you guys hear me? I feel like something's a little off here. Let me check my settings. Oh, yeah, that's going the wrong way. No wonder. Let me see. No wonder something felt kind of weird.
Let me see. Let me switch this here. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make sure my settings were right, and they were wrong. So, all right, man. Here we go. I'll share the screen here. We'll go to the Untapped, but I want to go to the what you call it first, the website for Rogue, which is the beer I'll be having. I'll be having this cold brew IPA. I don't remember having this before. Maybe I have, but if I have, I don't remember. Hey, Kent, what's up, brother? Oh, you know what? Let me put the link in there just in case someone wants to jump in. These weekend shows are totally random, totally. Let's see, here's a link to join in. Yeah, there we go. So that'll be in the chat there. So if anybody wants to jump in, feel free, jump in on video, and we can talk about different things. You can at least chime in, or you can stay right there in the chat. Either way, man. In any case, this is the beer I'll be having, this cold brew IPA from Rogue. As it says, the style is an IPA. The description is a Stumptown Coffee Roasters cold brew coffee is blended with a IPA made using Rogue Farms hops for a unique interplay of hops and coffee flavors. Is that hard for you guys to read? Let me blow that up here a little bit so you can see that, and so I can see it too. Opening with a huge hint of rich coffee aroma that is balanced by a not so subtle hop punch. The transition is seamless from one bold flavor to the next. 14 ingredients in this bad boy. You've got two-row, Rogue Farms, Dare, and Risk, and that's trademarked, by the way, Dare and Risk. These are, I would assume, hops. C40, white wheat, rolled oats, and Killen coffee malts. Rogue Farms, Liberty, Rebel, and Freedom hops, and Simcoe hops. Stumptown cold brew coffee, free range coastal water. What? What is free range coastal water, man? I think they're getting a little carried away with all this free range stuff. Give me a break with the free range. It just, you got water in there, dude. Local water. I don't know, man. They're getting carried away with that. Don't you think? Am I a little hypersensitive to that? And Pac-Man yeast. Okay, those are the 14. That's what I love about beer. It's just so natural, and don't let that water range away from you. Okay. 22-ounce bottles and drafts, 7.5% ABV, 82 IBUs. And then here we go, right here from Untapped. 59,000 ratings on here, 1,700 in the last 30 days. 7.5%, as we just talked about, 82 IBUs, 3.77 bottle caps. So pretty little bit, just slightly above average. Ooh, little hottie alert over here. Let's see who we got over here. Let's see. You never know. It's oh, yeah. We'll just forget it. Nothing wrong with her. It's just, but we'll be cracking this beer open right now, man. So I've got it's a nice looking bottle, of course. It's pretty standard looking bomber from Rogue. They all kind of look like this. I am going to try my best to get a picture of this beer since I have not had it. This is my Woods Boss brewery glass from Colorado that I picked up. I love these glasses. I had been wanting one of these style of glasses, and they had them there. So, boom! Right? It was a match. Yay! So we've got Dare, Risk, Dream on the side of their on the top of the bottle here. Nothing different on here that wasn't already on the website that you saw. Brewed and bottled by Rogue Ales, Newport, Oregon. So for those that didn't know, this is a Oregon brew. Here we go, man. Let's crack it open and see what kind of smoke we get. Ate it, Neary. Did you see that smoke? Yeah, baby. Woo! We poured smoke too, man. Yeah. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at this. Look at this beer, man. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna put the cap back on top of this, just like that, just kind of resting on top of there, just to kind of keep it like that. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Hey, Joe.
Beautiful color in this beer, though. It's just a tad lighter than you're seeing it on the screen. It's more like this down here is what I'm seeing. It looks like the most beautiful pale ale you've seen. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. The head on this beer is just a nice tan color. It is, oh, baby, we're going to need a minute. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to need a minute, man. Okay? We need a little privacy, man. I might have to turn the video off here at the moment. We'll come back in a minute. You know what I'm saying? This beer, oh, man. Okay, you get this real nice malt body, believe it or not, with this. You got this nice breadiness in there, a nice subtle hop in there, not a real earthy hop either, more of a kind of a little bit of a fruity hop, and then you get that coffee note in there. And if you know about cold brew coffee is more subtle. It's not as boom in your face. So it just oh God, the nose of this is amazing. Oh, hey, Carrie, we got Carrie in there. What's up? Yeah, we're drinking a Rogue cold brew IPA. And so far, by the nose here, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to buy more of this.
By the label, Joe, it looks like it's rather hoppy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's where the hops comes in. Because the nose, the coffee dominates a little bit. But it's not as punchy as some of your other coffee beers. It's a real nice cold brew is a different animal, right? It's a little more tame, a little more subtle. You get a little bit more fruitiness out of the coffee bean that way. A little bit slightly different, a little bit nuttiness. Wherever that coffee is from, you're gonna get a little bit more of those flavors in there instead of that. I know your true coffee fanatics hate to hear that bitter word, but instead of that sharp bitterness that you would get in some coffees. Oh, this is fantastic. If you like the Rogue, nice hot bite, to their IPAs, those raw Rogue IPAs that have that nice hot bite, that's what you get in this beer right here. It is a nice fresh type of hop bite to it, hoppiness to it. Oh, this is, yeah, I'll tell you right now, man, this would be a 2 thumb. If I was rating this beer right now, This would be a two thumb. If
Two
you go-
thumbers.
this is a two thumber. If you go down there and buy it, you better buy 2 or 3 of them. I'm telling you, man. This is a good one. Oh, the body of this beer is perfect. Look at that. I love that. It's like a medium bodied, like medium to light. It's not super heavy. The color is beautiful. I love this glass. This glass drinks. Oh, I can get super snotty on glasses, man. I love not snotty, right? Snobby, right? Snobby, not snotty.
What is that, about the top 1 inch that's kind of
Yeah,
beveled out?
Yeah, it bevels out like that, and so when you're drinking from it,
It's not going to run down your chin when you.
yeah,
I like that.
It's falling on the right part of your tongue. You know what I'm saying? That beer is just. I love this glass, man. I'm telling you,
I might have to find one of them at Total Wine next week.
Yeah. See if you go. I don't know what this style is called. I just, different places we were going, I was buying glasses when we were in Denver, and no charge. They happen to have this style, and I've been looking for it. So, God, this is a good one, man. We're going to have to pour some more of this. And what about you, brother? What are you having?
Actually, I just got home from running around. Went to a model railroad flea market. Brought home some goodies.
Oh, right on. What'd you get? What'd you get?
Oh, we got a Duluth Mesabi Iron Range.
Freezing up there.
Amtrak locomotive. This is what is known as the Amtrak Pepsi can scheme, because of the red, white, and blue, and how it's kind of styled.
Yeah.
Amtrak had this on there for a couple of types for Chicago commuter service. And then I got, this is a ISO 9002 pin decal for the Duluth Mesabi Iron Range. And then I picked up this plate. It's a collector plate, that you hang on the wall.
Oh,
it's Burlington Routes 9900. It's what they call a shovel nose, because of what the front of it looks like.
And that was a Burlington Northern, you said?
Burlington Route, actually. This is pre Burlington Northern by well over 100 years. This was 1939 when this locomotive came out.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I got a good steal on some calendars for $5. I got 9 of them.
Is that plate hand painted, or is that kind of?
No, I think it was like they were mass produced, because it's the Burlington Northern Santa Fe that's doing them, and they're doing it for all of the railroads that basically make up the Burlington Northern and the Santa Fe.
Okay.
And the Burlington Northern side, you've got, as far as the history for the railroad, you've got the Great Northern, you've got the Northern Pacific, you've got the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle, you've got the CB&Q, and you have 2 subsidiary railroads of the CB&Q. You've got the Fort Worth and Denver, and you've got the Colorado and Southern.
Wow. Jeez.
And also the Great Northern had a couple subsidiaries, one called Lake Superior Terminal Transfer, and the St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Manitoba.
So what I don't know jack about trains, but what would be the purpose of having all those different train lines in such a small area? It seems like to me, such a small part of the country.
Well, actually, they covered a lot of ground, because you got Lake Superior Terminal Transfer just covered just the Twin Ports area of Duluth and Superior. They didn't go no further. They were just terminal railroad.
Uh-huh.
And then you got the Colorado and Southern and the Fort Worth and Denver, they just went between certain areas.
Okay.
But you got the main Burlington route. They went to Chicago. They went down to Texas. They came up here to Minnesota. They went out to Nebraska. They went into the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming.
Okay.
And the Great Northern and Northern Pacific, they basically started in Minnesota and went out west towards Washington and stuff like that to get to the West Coast.
Cool. And then what is that plate a collector? Is it like one of the series? Okay.
Yeah, it's a collector plate. There's a
number on it.
There's the number on the back is this is plate number 16,907 of 45,000 that were made.
Okay, so it's quite a bit, but still that's all that was made. So that's
right. This is 16,907 of 45,000 plates like this that were made.
Right.
So if you ever see these things on eBay or something, they're not going to be. If the seller knows what he has, he's not going to be selling it for very much.
Yeah, because there is a lot out there, but still, it's a
niche collectible.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Yeah. Thanks for that railroad knowledge, man.
Yep. Hey, it's my middle name.
Yeah. No, it's part of American history. It's part of how this country was developed. We would not, at least, in the whole country, really, especially the West, we would not be what we are without the railroad. So
yeah, literally, you look around your major towns and cities, and they should share two things in common: rail and some type of waterborne service for barges. For servicing grain elevators. So say if you're on the prairies, you're going to be having rail service of some form, or if you got a combination thereof, you can have both.
I tell you, man, not to take away from that part of the conversation, but this freaking beer is awesome.
It's beer. We're here for beer.
This beer is awesome, man. It is. I would love to hear from someone else that's had this beer. Because darn it! Oh man, see, said I was going to take a picture.
Where's Sadiq? Picture.
Oh my
Where's
God!
Sadiq? Picture.
Let me get my camera ready. Oh, I still almost forgot to take this damn. Isn't that something? I just somehow or another almost forget to take these darn pictures, and I no charge. Almost forgot to do it again. Almost. I've still got some beer left, and I'm gonna get this darn picture in right now. Yeah, here we go. There we go. And Earth just gave me a good tip on taking better beer photos, but I won't be able to exercise that right now. But yeah, he did give me a good tip on that. I'll try to use it later. I'm getting a pretty decent presentation right now. I think it's just something to kind of fine tune your presentation. But for those that didn't get to see, I am drinking the Rogue Cold Brew IPA. So, and it's an Indian Pale Ale, which is what IPA stands for. Indian Pale Ale blended with cold brew coffee. So if you like IPAs and you like cold brew coffee like I do, cold brew is a little more expensive because it does take a lot longer to brew. But oh man, the flavors in cold brew are fantastic. And then what's great about cold brew is you typically have it in a if you make it yourself, you'll have it in a jug and you just keep it in the fridge, and then you pour a little, depending on how you like it, you pour 4 ounces at a time, and it's a 1-to-1 situation, or you know however you like it. If you want it a little stronger, you can do it more coffee to more water that you're adding, because it'll be concentrated. And oh man, it's so good. The amount of photos I forget to take for Untapped. Exactly. See, Kent's in there saying the same thing. We all forget to take the picture, Yeah, the picture is half the battle, right? I see some people getting the badge for, or have gotten the badge for 500 million postings on Untapped. I guess that was not too long ago. But in any case, I am, those of you that don't know me, I do drive a truck by trade, and I'm an amateur photographer, a prosumer, whatever you want to call it, semi-pro, whatever you want to call it. I do get paid occasionally, not as much as I used to, but more of an amateur. It's more of a hobby than anything else. But I do drive a truck for a living, and so the minute I heard a couple days ago that Elon Musk, I do admire some of the things he's done with Tesla, his automotive company, and I do keep an eyeball on it. I love what he's doing with the battery technology and the solar panel technologies. I love that. I have a solar powered house, so I'm very, very interested in those batteries, and so I like what the guy's doing for the most part, right? He hasn't necessarily been delivering on as promised these cars. He's backed up, right? They're backed up for months or a year. How long are they backed up there? Do you know, Andrew?
No, I don't follow Tesla, but I know they are basically I think they're hand built is why they're behind. They're not an assembly line like Ford, GM, or Chrysler. So they take their time to do them right. I know that, and that shows up in what you pay for what you want.
Yeah.
So the car is actually worth, I think, what's the lowball price tag on them? About 75 grand, I think.
Yeah, it's something like that for a brand new one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're shelling out 75 grand. They want you to make sure it's right. Unlike GM, where it doesn't matter if it's a Friday for their guys or a Monday recovering from the weekend bender. They just kick it out the door. The customer doesn't like the way it comes out. Well, the local dealerships has got to deal with it.
Yeah, I have kept an eye on it, and I actually got to sit in my first Tesla. Well, now it's been over a month ago, but I hadn't even sat in one yet, and I sat in two of them. I sat in the Model S, your standard kind of Model S, and then I sat in that new SUV that they had there.
SUV is probably well over 6 digits, I bet.
I don't think it was really. I don't really know, to tell you the truth. But I want to say it was like in the 80s somewhere, or, something like that. But I don't really know. I wasn't really in the market for a Tesla. They're just when my daughter was here, she wanted to go to the mall, and Tesla's in the mall. So
that's it. Okay.
They have a store. They sell them in the mall, right? So.
A guy like me, I could not fit into a Tesla.
I bet you could. I honestly bet you could. I mean, it was one of those vehicles where I even had to move the seat up a little bit,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know you're a lot bigger than I am, but I would bet you almost could. I really would. It's you'd be surprised. Some of these manufacturers, like Porsche, believe it or not, there's a tall guy that does reviews on cars, and that's one of the reasons I kind of have an idea that you might be able to, because he's 6'10" or 6'11".
No, that's my range. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and he does reviews from a tall guy's perspective, right? From a big guy's perspective, and he loves the Porsche because you can fit in it, So. Without any customization, you know what I'm saying? He just, he can fit in it, stretch his legs all the way out, Now, of course, you're talking, that's a 6-figure car, but
yep.
There's a vehicle you can fit into.
Yeah, you know what the acronym for Porsche is, right?
No.
Proving only rich suckers can have them.
Oh. Now, but getting back on this Tesla truck, and for those that haven't seen the announcement or anything, I'd like to kind of go over it. And I've been over it a little bit. But
whoa, semi?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Holy.
talking about. The Tesla truck. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he revealed 2 days ago a truck and a roadster, another car. And he's promising that they're going to start making these in 2019. Now, as you can expect, it's going to look at least somewhat like the cars. It does have that Tesla look. The problem I have with the design already is they've tried this for at least 10 or 15 years. This, having the driver in the middle of the truck. I've seen this almost exact design now for years. I mean, it's not new. It's new to the public. But if you're a truck driver, you've seen this design. You've seen these new. They've tried to make this new bubble design work, and they have not been able to for years.
where are the rear view mirrors?
Yeah, that's just it. It's like they have these screens in there. They want you to be able to see things through screens. And I tell you what, man.
They must have cameras on the back or something.
Yeah, they've got cameras. Anyway, let's try to go over some of this stuff. Let's try to be, let me at least try to try to get some of these facts. Now, I do like to keep up. I don't read the whole Verge. I don't read every single article they come out with, but I like to keep up with some of the stuff in tech. And so the Verge is one of the main, websites for tech. And so Tesla is in that, so they do get early looks at stuff, Now, one of the things they're promising, as you can see here, 500 miles of range and more aerodynamic than a supercar, right? Now, 500 miles of range may sound really good to anyone that has a Tesla car, because you're not able to get that kind of range in a car. In a truck, that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. And if you're having to sit there and charge, in the reveal, he's showing that, he used the example of going 500 miles, and he's trying to say that it takes an average truck 15 minutes to fuel. Well, there's a big difference here. As a truck driver, I will what you call charge 15 minutes to fuel. Hell, I charge a half hour, quite frankly. But if I really wanted to, from the minute I pull the whatever you call the spigot off of the pump there, and put it in my tank, on each one of the tanks, of course, I can be fueled in 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And that's washing the windows and everything. In 15 minutes I can, go drop a deuce and everything.
Yep, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless it's
fill those tanks and empty mine. You know what I'm saying?
Unless Joe, it's a taco and beer. Unless it's a taco and beer deuce, then it'll be about a 20-minute.
Yeah, but even still, like even using his numbers, 15 minutes to fuel a truck that's going to go for way more than 500 miles. In 15 minutes, you're easily that's bone dry. If you were bone dry, you're putting 300 gallons of fuel, and you can figure it out. 300 gallons of fuel. Let's figure 6 miles to the gallon. You're doing a lot better than 500 miles, man. And then it's taking you another maybe 8 to 15 minutes to fuel again, and then you're on the road again. Trucks are made to go 1,000,000 miles, and maybe some people don't know that, but they are made to go 1,000,000 miles. There's a lot of trucks. Hell, we have trucks in our fleet right now that are hitting 2 million. That's very common.
My uncle drove for J.R. Schugel, a company here out of Minnesota, for a couple years. He was down in Omaha, Nebraska. The truck he had blew out the bottom end. He limped it into the cat dealer in And he was like, "Oh, we should have gave you your new truck when you were up here about 2 weeks ago." J.R. Schugel turns their trucks in at like 600,000 miles.
Mhm.
His truck had just over 500,000. And they had to rebuild the whole bottom end of the engine in his truck, and they gave him a brand new Volvo.
Yeah, that stuff happens. Quite a bit. There's a lot of things that happen out there, man. There was stuff that happened to me last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing
Another
that
tire blowout.
no, not nothing that, not like that super severe, but not nothing even that severe. But one problem with this design I see already is all this stuff may look good for press stuff, but in real life, man, all these little plastic panels that are here, man, all start loosening up and falling apart. And I have not seen a manufacturer yet that can do this right. I mean, they just cannot hang over the thousands of miles that we do. You know what I'm saying? And then the problem with this design here, where you have these
How do you
closed.
get to the tires and wheels if you got to change them?
Well, yeah, there's that problem, but the main problem with this is that it causes too much heat.
Yep.
That's why you don't see this design on trucks. You'll see now it was a trend a while back where you've seen some trucking companies ordering trucks where they're tractors, at least that front part is called the tractor. And so on the rear duals of your drives of the tractor, you've seen some where they were putting little pieces of plastic of body side molding in between there where they could fit it. All that creates too much heat, and that heat wears your tires faster. And that causes blowouts, which causes damage to all these side panels that he's trying to put on there. So the first thing to go is those side panels. You're like, dude, get those off of there. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? When you're driving through snow will pile up in there and cause all kinds of problems. Mud and gunk will, cause all kinds of problems. You do not want those side panels on there. I promise you.
Freightliner back in the 90s, when they were doing that side panel thing, over the fuel tank, they extended it as back far, I think, as the front of the drives, and that's as far as they went with them.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I was in the commercial tire industry, trucks from that era, the drivers that were driving them, it's like that whole section between the duals and the cab were gone, and they could actually have easier access to the fuel tank.
Now, let me cover part of what. Let me just go over. I'm just skimming over parts of this piece here from The Verge, and let's go to this part. It's a delicate moment for Tesla, with both fans and investors watching the rollout of its first mass market car intensify. Now they are tuning in to see a truck because it's Tesla. The usual audience for freight innovation is far more niche, right? Which is The Verge nailed that part. I mean, the commercial truck market is a very niche market. It's a very niche market, and the commercial truck market does not like to change. They'll come out with a new design and they'll wear out that design over a decade. I mean, they will not change things much at all. But when Elon Musk talks trucks, his fans whistle and shout, right? The reveal event was held in the shadow of two of Musk's other pet projects, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket and a mile-long Hyperloop tunnel. Both served as reminders that this was no ordinary company and no ordinary truck. Musk appeared Thursday night in Hawthorne, California, to show off his company's newest vehicle, promising a range in the neighborhood of 500 miles for the Class 8 heavy-duty vehicle. Early reports pegged the range between 200 and 300 miles. But Musk delighted in besting those numbers in his remarks, including his claim that the truck has a 400-mile range within 30 minutes of charging. So that's still like not as long a range and twice as long, even by Musk numbers in the video that I watched on YouTube. I watched the reveal on YouTube, and he was talking. It takes it on average 15 minutes to fuel a truck, and you're getting way more range on that. You know, with the way things are now, and he's talking about taking twice as long for less range. That all costs a lot of money, man. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't turning, you ain't earning.
Yeah, that costs a lot of money. Musk had also promised self-driving abilities, and Tesla says that his delivers at least semi-autonomous capability. Now, I don't have any doubt, because I think he's already shown with his cars that he's well on his way to this autonomous driving, at least kind of a 50-50 type thing. So I don't have any doubt that he can nail down that part. The self-driving capabilities and some of the stuff that he was talking about in his video about the ability of the truck to stay in lanes, keep speed, even if a driver were to have a heart attack, let's say, the truck needs a response from the driver, and once it senses there's no response, it'll automatically start slowing itself down and pull itself over and stop. And I don't have any doubt he can do that. I don't have any doubt he can do that. Now, there's right now currently along my route, for those that don't know, I drive 430 miles every night.
Joe,
Am I
I lost.
back?
I'm losing
Okay,
your
there I am.
audio, Joe.
There I am. Okay. Am I back now? You got me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So I drive 430 miles in a 12-hour span, right? So it's not all at once. It's over a 12-hour period, 430 miles. In any case, all of that time sitting still like that costs you money. You know what I'm saying? They're not wanting to I mean, they're on us all the time about times. I mean, even a simple little 15 or 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Why were you delayed here? Why were you? And it's not like they're like pointing a finger on you. They're just asking. You know what I'm saying? But that asking is letting you know that they're watching. You know what I'm saying? We already have electronics that are being forced on you by the government. As a matter of fact, as early as I think it's December 17th, December 3rd.
E-logs.
Yeah, you have to have those e-logs. I can tell you right now, just this week alone, they were screwing up. You know what I'm saying? So all this electronics sound nice, but I'm telling you, when you do the kind of miles that we do, it's one thing in a car. You're not doing that many miles, but in a big truck, we're doing thousands and thousands and thousands of miles a month. We're doing on average those miles that a car would do in a year, we're doing in a month. You know what I'm saying? So by the time a year comes by, we've done what would take you dozens of years to do. You know what I'm saying? On average, just on average, right? I drive roughly 2,200 to 2,300 miles in a week. So that's, that adds up, and that's me on a small end. Your guys that are seriously over the road drive way more than that. There's just all kinds of little problems that are going to arise. Just from blown tires. Tires are something you just can't control. The tires blow all the time. You get things that pop up and mix into your airlines. Now, one thing that I like that he's talking about is the way that the braking system, and he would have to get laws changed. Those are federal laws. He would have to get those changed. He's talking about an electronic braking system having 3 motors, not just one motor that's in the front now. That's a combustible motor. Now he's talking about having 3 electronic motors, one pretty much on each axle, that is controlling your braking and your regenerating braking and all that sort of thing, which is cool. And I hope it works. And he's promising 1,000,000 miles.
Hey, Mom, say hi.
Hey, Mom, how you doing?
Hi.
Here, put your ear right here.
Mom.
Hi, Mom,
Say
how you doing?
Hi.
Good to see you.
He heard you. He's laughing at you now. Mom just said if you saw her hair, you'd be scared.
Yeah. Now let me see. We have glass can bottle beer review. It says we're Joe drinking an Ass Clown Brewing Citrus IPA. You got to try one of these. And then he also says Tesla trucks are a way to go if you're going to buy a Tesla. Those are my thoughts. They're going to be good for some uses. Trust me. There's a lot of experimental trucks out there right now, and they're working for those fleets. There's certain fleets, and I can tell you right now, JB Hunt placed an order. Walmart placed an order, and they're saying they're not giving you numbers. They're giving you a general thing, right? Like JB Hunt says, their press release was, we placed an order for multiple trucks. Well, what does that mean? 2? You know what I'm saying? The other people that revealed how many trucks they actually purchased were, let me see. I think it might even been in here. It might have even been in this piece. What is it? Meyer. Yeah, Meyer Incorporated, the grocery store chain. They placed an order for 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think Walmart did a similar thing. They placed an order for 4, something like that. Those numbers are nothing for those type of fleets. And I know in Walmart's case, even those few that they agreed to place an order for, they're testers. Freightliner has had testers out there. I think they have 2 or 4 test trucks out there that are electric, and they've been testing those out for quite some time already. And they're still trying to dial that in. It's a different ballgame, and then especially to guarantee 1,000,000 miles without a breakdown. He literally said that 1,000,000 miles guaranteed they're not breaking down.
That'll be one guarantee you'll have to back up for sure.
I'm like, I would love to see that, man. I have not seen a truck yet that don't break down. I mean, they just, they even if it's non-motor related. I mean, like I said, from tires to everything else. I mean, you can't promise something like that. He's promising absolutely no jackknives. He's promising he's got these 3 engines, right? On, I think, pretty much one on each axle of the tractor, and the technology that goes into it, they'll back off and speed up and do all this stuff, and he promises no jackknives. And I understand trying to control that tractor. I tell you what, one of the main things in a trailer, though, that trailer goes where it wants to go.
That trailer go where it wants. You're jackknifing whether you know it or not.
That's part of the problem with a jackknife. The trailer's going, Chief. The trailer is way ahead of you.
Right.
Before you know it, you're in the ice. You hit the brakes a little too quick, and that next thing you know, you're like, "Whoa, that's my trailer."
Hey, Joe, my brother was coming back from Wisconsin empty. He drives for U.S. Food Service.
Yeah.
He was coming through the Dells, and middle of winter, the highway was ice everywhere. The wind was blowing, snow was flying. He was literally driving 30 miles an hour. literally company speed, keeping his hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. And a good sized wind came up, grabbed his trailer and blew it around like a sail. And if that trailer would have come around another 2 foot, it would have took my brother out.
Yeah.
And after that accident, my brother said, no more long distance runs like this. No more.
Yeah.
My life is worth too much.
Right. Yeah. And
And
I've been through similar situations myself personally with jackknifes, and thank God that I was able to do a couple little things and minimize the damage from the jackknife. But man, that was the immediate thought that came to my head. Like, didn't you talk to any truck drivers at all, any trucking companies at all with this thing? Like he had some of the basics down, and I admire what he's trying to do with so many different things, but he can't even deliver on the cars. The quality of some of these cars is not quite up to speed. They're trying to improve it now. I understand that. They're a new company, and they're trying to improve the quality, but it's not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? It's not dialed in like the big boys yet. And that part, he's going to get that part. I know he will. But there's going to be a lot of hiccups. I mean, I can remember in the the late 90s. I can remember in the late 90s, early, aughts. Is that what you call them? Early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
I remember, that's when your auto shift transmissions were starting to come out in big trucks. And it's taken till now to finally get those things dialed in. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they went through so many different iterations of these, what you would call an automatic truck. Now they've had automatic buses and automatic, like trash trucks and all those sorts of things. You're very, very familiar with that. But in a regular, big truck, it's a different ball game, and they've been through so many different iterations of these things, and they're finally getting them dialed in pretty good, nowadays. But it's taken this long to get it to this point. So all that tech that he's talking about with these Tesla trucks is, boy, he's gonna have a long, hard road to go. They're not cars, man. They're not cars.
The biggest problem that I have seen and talked to multiple drivers with over the years at places I've worked, and their biggest complaint is these automatic transmissions shift out into a different gear when you're trying to go up a steep grade. And
that's another thing.
That is the biggest Achilles heel that I have heard. Another big Achilles heel is the super singles, aka to some drivers, stupid singles.
Yeah, right. Yeah, those that's a big trend too. I would imagine that those big super singles are going to be on these Tesla tractors as well. I mean, I can't imagine they're not going to be, but yeah, I've seen those guys out. We don't have those on our tractors, on our trucks or trailers, at least not that I've seen. But the people that have them, I've seen a couple of those blow. You know what I'm saying? On the same side at the same time. And man, you're done, son.
Stick yourself with a fork. You're done. You're going nowhere.
Yeah, you're done.
That's the biggest Achilles heel with those. You blow one of them, you're done. But if you got 10 on the track, you got 8 drives. You blow one of them, you can limp to the nearest tire shop.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So that there's pluses and minuses, and I hope that he's able to dial some of this stuff in. I really do, because some of the stuff he's talking about is good. Now, he was talking a lot about speed, and he was showing demonstrations in the video on this is during the launch, and he's showing the speed of an average tractor trailer taking off. And then he's showing the speed of his tractor trailer taking off, and he's promising 80,000 pounds fully loaded, 0 to 60 in like 5 point some seconds. And I'm like, I don't know that you necessarily really want that out of a big truck. I don't
No.
know that you really want your big truck to take off that fast. Why would you want that? You know what I'm saying? You're pulling freight. Like, I don't know that it would comfort you.
It's not supposed to be a sports car.
It's not supposed to be a sports car, like he said. Now, some of the stuff he was talking about going up grades, he said your average tractor trailer loaded, 80,000 pounds, goes 45 miles an hour up a 5% grade. And he's probably pretty close on that. You know what I'm saying? He's probably pretty darn close on that. And he was promising that his tractor trailer could go up that same grade at 65 miles an hour, which is something that a lot of people would want. That, some of that stuff is stuff that people are really going to want. And it's the future, man. It's going to come. And it's a matter of, I don't think, it's going to just take some more time. It ain't going to come 2019, Chief. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wonder if he would have some type of dynamic braking in his axles, in them motors on the axles, then for when you got to go down the other side of the summit.
Yeah, that's what he was taught. He was promising that sort of thing, and some of those things I agree with for sure. He says that you'll never ever have to replace brakes. Never ever.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to say right now, but I wouldn't put it past him. Now, some of these things I would bet that he can eventually come through on, but man, that's going to be a long, hard road. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A long, hard road. It's a different ball game dealing with big trucks. It's just a different ball game.
Yeah, everything is tenfold compared to a car, size-wise, weight-wise.
Right.
Your tires and wheels. I mean, tire and wheel for a Tesla probably weighs no more than, I'd say, 60 pounds fully mounted and aired up. Whereas, say a standard 11/22/5 steer or drive is like 200 or 300 pounds.
Yeah, here's some of the pictures from another part of the reveal. Here's where he was showing the demo of the vehicles going uphill, and this is where he's talking about 5% grade, 65 miles an hour for the Tesla truck, and 45 miles an hour for the standard diesel. Yeah, see, now Kent's talking about, it's a bit like Man on the Mars in 2024. Some of these things are really, some of these things are going to happen. I don't want to make it sound like I'm seriously bug on all this stuff. I'm very excited for some of this stuff. It's just a matter of like, let's slow the roll here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is going to be out, and I'm sure he's going to have some trucks out in 2019. It's going to be a testing thing. It's going to be just like Freightliner's been doing for years already. It's going to be a testing thing because it's a different ball game when it comes to big trucks. See, here's the acceleration: 5 seconds for a Tesla truck and 15 seconds for a standard diesel. I mean, do you really want? Is that really going to come for you to know that that big truck is passing you in your Toyota Corolla? Like, you're like, there's something wrong with this picture, right? I don't know that that's necessarily making me feel any safer on the road. He demonstrated. Now, one thing that was good, because see, now one thing that he was emphasizing is a little bit on safety. He didn't go as far as I would hope he would with safety, but he went at least farther than is already being done with big trucks. There's next to no safety in big trucks. I mean, other than having a safety belt. Some big trucks have airbags. Most don't. I don't have an airbag in my truck. And these are brand new tractors. You know what I'm saying? Now, I have a 2012 that I drive every night. But our brand new tractors still don't have airbags. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not made for safety. They're not, that's not covered. Safety costs a lot of money. and these companies aren't willing to pay it. And since their commercial vehicles are not for the general public, there's no uproar over it, right? So a lot of truck drivers die in these things all the time. So he was emphasizing the glass, the windshield, and he was showing, like what it was a ball hitch off of a vehicle, trying to slam through the windshield on his new glass, and it couldn't do it. I forget what he called the glass on there, but he was showing it on a standard big truck, and it just goes right through.
Might be some type of BR glass, possibly.
Yeah, possibly, but it sounds really. If you look at the design on this truck, I mean, the whole front end of this thing is glass. You look at some of the Aerodyne models of big trucks now on the road, and these one-piece windshields are stuff that a lot of companies try to stay away from because they're just so expensive. They've made different types of glass over the years for windshields on big trucks. I haven't seen one yet that doesn't eventually chip or crack or anything. He was saying that your average driver has to replace the windshield. Your average truck has to replace the windshield once a year. It's higher than that. It's higher than that. But I definitely agree with some of the safety stuff that he's putting on these trucks, because there's nothing. There's really, I know these trucks look big to you in your mirror, right, when you're driving down the road, but there's nothing to these big trucks, man. They are so dangerous. The odds of you living in your car and me dying in that big truck are pretty damn high. Because there's a lot of safety tech that goes into your car and not into that big truck. And some of the simplest little accidents, the drivers die. It's pretty sad. So some of the safety stuff that he was trying to emphasize, I highly agree with. But he wouldn't talk about the price of his truck. He tries to go wide. He tries to go broad picture with it. Well, when you think about the maintenance that you're not going to have to pay, because I'm guaranteeing that your truck's not going to break down on you from the minute you buy it for 1 million miles. And when you figure in this and when you figure in that, that you're saving on fuel and this and that, he's going to have to go really broad with it. And, those are things that, trucking people don't like to hear, man. They're going to be like, I don't know, Chief. Now you're going to get, obviously some of these fleets are, willing to buy a couple right away, but, and I don't know if he's made some deal with them or not, but, I think it was like 50,000 to put a deposit on one of these or was that? No, that was the Roadster. The Roadster was $200,000. That
$200K. Wow.
That new Roadster is $200,000.
I think that's more than a Lambo.
Well, no, not really. Lambos are right at that, like right at 220, something like that. So they're knocking that on the door now,
Yeah.
And he was showing the ideal conditions for this thing were to 500 miles ideally was the ideal length that you could get out of these things, and you would recharge while you're delivering or while you're picking up. So he showed some trucks at a loading dock, and there was Tesla ports there, and man, I can tell you right now, man, them Tesla ports are just going to get knocked over, man. There's so many new drivers and so many people that can't back up, and they're just going to knock those damn things over, all you got to do is look at a chain link fence, any chain link fence that backs up to where trailers have to be parked in. You'll see all of them leaning because they just get ran into all the time, man. You can't put anything in between some trucks, man. These guys will hit them. I mean, it is so funny, man, to watch. I don't know about weekly, but probably once a month at least, you'll see someone that just leaves the damn fuel pump inside the tank, and they take off. And there goes the damn fuel. And
that sounds like a Swift driver.
Yeah, I mean, it's like so common. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. But I like everything. I like most of the things he's doing, and I like this too. You know what I'm saying? It's just he's gonna have to dial that in. There's gonna have to be a little more planning going into that, and some of the stuff, some of these tunnels he's coming up with, and the battery tech that he's come up with, and these solar panels and the rocket ships and everything is just insane. It's crazy. But I think
Joe, you think?
Go ahead.
Sorry to cut in, but you'd think Tesla would take his solar technology, say for your house, and work it into the design of the truck. So when you're running down the road in the middle of the day, it's also charging your batteries. Don't you think that would be a better way to go?
That's not a bad way of thinking, right? Like, like if maybe if he could make not only the tractors but the trailers, and have the roof of the trailer be solar panels, maybe that would be enough solar panels to just power enough where maybe he could get you another couple 100 miles out of it. I mean, literally a couple more 100 miles would do it for a lot of people because of the restrictions on how many hours we can drive.
Yep.
A lot of us, 500 miles is just short for a lot of the big fleets that drive over the road, which are the people that are going to be, they're the ones that buy mass amount of trucks, which is like my company and lots of others, dozens and dozens and dozens of others, hundreds for that matter. But, those are the fleets that, buy tractors like crazy. As a matter of fact, I know our company has a budget of hundreds of millions of dollars for tractors every year. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? But if you can make that probably at least 700, now you're tickling some people's ear. You know what I'm saying? And maybe doing something like that gets you there. I don't know. I don't know. You definitely have more, would you say, landscape for solar panels on doubles than you do a standard 53 footer.
Yep.
And then in even more on triples or your double 48 footers or your double 53 footers. There's so much real estate on the top of those bad boys. Maybe that gets you there. And if there's anybody that needs help going up and down hills, it's those guys.
The other thing too is that you got to think about these team drivers that are out there too. It's like 500 miles isn't going to cut it, because when one guy's done driving for 10, he jumps in the bunk, the other guy jumps in the seat, and you keep on running.
Yeah,
that's where the solar panel idea would come in, because you'd never have to stop and plug in. That would be the optimum thing. Get rid of the charging ports. You don't need it.
Now I'm seeing it. Walmart ordered 15. They said they're ordering 15 of these Tesla semi trucks. And a Canadian grocer, Lobao or something, I don't know, but they're ordering 25. So there's some companies out there trying to give it a legitimate. Now there's some of these companies that like Walmart and probably like that grocery chain and JB Hunt, where they literally just drive in the city. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I could see like something like that would be, if it went 400 miles, a lot of city guys are putting 200 to 300 miles. And I can see where that would work.
I could see where that tractor would work in the city work.
Yeah, in the city, absolutely. I can see where that. So like I say, it's right off the bat, it's going to work for some people, and they're going to be, those companies are going to be really good test markets. A good test for him and for Tesla to actually dial some of that stuff in and make those ranges longer and hey, how can we fix this and for some of those other problems that arise. So we get some of these strange little bugs that happen. One of the problems that we have with trucks is the air. I believe European trucks use electric type braking like you do in your car. And so, because with the air, like for instance, I'll have an air leak, or I had an air leak in my seat. Well, you got to get that fixed because that'll affect the air in your darn brakes. You know what I'm saying? It's all one big system. So if you have an air leak in your seat, you have to get it fixed because
Yep.
you all of a sudden your tractor's down, your truck is down because you have an air leak in your seat. Because it's all one big system. So there's some things that I've never quite understood. I'm like, well, why are those people across the pond so far ahead of us with braking and safety? And part of it is because the chemicals that go into the materials that make up the brake pads, and they don't want that stuff in the air, but it's safer. It's like,
I think the reason why everyone across the pond is ahead of the U.S. is because their governments over there are letting the companies that they're building the high-tech vehicles, they're not putting as many restrictions on them, and they're not putting a tight leash around their necks saying, no, you can't do this.
yeah.
That's the biggest problem I'm seeing in the U.S.
Well, let's move off of that. Let's get out of this and
let's get back to beer.
Yeah, that was I really wanted to talk about that a little bit, a lot, and because that was something that really new, and I think a lot of people are pretty charged up about Tesla, and I definitely like what he's doing. The Mars thing intrigues me. I don't know much about that sort of thing. A lot of that stuff is above my head, but it really intrigues me, especially this week, and I think last week. I've been seeing a lot of meteors. Have you seen meteors? Have you seen these things falling out of the sky? I've been seeing.
No,
I saw them
not
last.
yet.
I saw at least 2 or 3 last night. I've been seeing them almost every night for the last 2 weeks, and some of them are just really like something out of a movie, man. Like I seen some that were just these big, huge. It looks like something out of a movie, man, like some kind of space movie. They just fall out of the sky. I wish there was a way I could videotape them, but you don't know they're coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just all of a sudden you just see this big light thing just fall to the ground. You're like, whoa! Did I just see that? And then I'll call one of my other buddies and like, did you just see that? And I'm like, I just saw it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Oh, okay. Kent saying last night was the peak. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard Friday night was the peak. And I saw 2 or 3 last night. The craziest thing, man. I mean, just these meteors falling. It's insane. I never seen nothing like it before. I've been driving a long time. And I remember the first one I saw was last week. And I was like, what the hell? What? You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. It was this big, huge white thing, and it just boom, and you could see it it was on the other side of these little mountains that were over there, and it went right on the other side of those, and I was like, oh my God. And then I text some of our other guys, and they said, Kent says the Leonid
meteor shower.
Leonid meteor shower. Okay, I'm gonna Google that. I'm Googling that because that is interesting to me too. Maybe if anybody else saw this stuff, maybe they can. Well, apparently Kent knows about it. They didn't know anything about it. Yeah, see, here's some pictures of this. Now you got to see this because this is that first one I saw looked like this one in the middle. It looked like that. Yeah, the other ones looked more. The ones I saw last night were more like this. They were kind of greenish. The ones I saw last night. But that first one was like just the biggest. I was like, I don't know, man. It looked like it was huge. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe the size of a house. I don't know. It was huge. I was like, oh my God. Like it almost looked like a plane was crashing. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, but it was falling. It fell so fast and so straight. It was crazy. Yeah, let me see if we see some images here, man. This is yeah.
There's tons of them on Google Images. I'm looking at them right now.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting stuff. Maybe just to me because I happen to see them. I drive at night, and so I see them. But
Some of the angles on these shots, I mean, looks like visual effects for Star Wars. The way it looks like they're coming at the photographer.
I'm telling you, I mean, I'm a photographer. I've shot stars and I've shot fireworks. It's challenging enough to shoot something. I've shot lightning. It's challenging enough to shoot something when you kind of know when it's coming, let alone shoot these things. I mean, that's just insanity to me. I would imagine you just have to set your camera and just do a time lapse and then look later and see if you got something. Yeah, see, like this is really similar to what I saw.
Yep.
Really similar because, like I said, it was going over. Yeah, because there's like mountains off in the distance. Now this is super closer. This is way closer than what I'm talking about. But there's like mountains off in the distance, kind of like this, mountains like that. But then you get something like that falling. I was like, because I didn't know nothing about it that first one. And then after talking to the guys at work, they were like, "Yeah, man, there's these meteor showers and they're hitting, and it's supposed to be big next Friday, and pretty crazy stuff, man." I think it's cool because Kent is in the UK, right? And to me, it's cool because no matter where you're at, we're all seeing the same thing, you know. But
one thing I'd love to get pictures of is go up to northern Minnesota and shoot the northern lights.
Because you've seen them though, right?
No, I want to, but they say the darkest place literally to see the northern lights is up in northern Minnesota along the Lake Superior shore between Two Harbors and up towards Grand Marais, Minnesota, heading towards Thunder Bay. There's a way you can do a search for minimal light pollution on Google, and it'll show you this one particular spot as being the best optimum place to be for northern lights in the lower 48. Other than that, you could probably be up in the middle of Canada somewhere where it's remotely populated, out in the middle of nowhere, literally, and you could see them.
Well, here we go. We've got, let me see, I Googled just like
Hey,
you
Tom.
said.
Up, yo.
Minimal light pollution. Here's a light pollution map. Or dark side finder. Is that well, let's see the map first. See where this takes us. So we've got, yeah, look at this. Let me see. Light pollution map has two base layers, road and hybrid Bing maps. Okay. So so this is just kind of telling you. So that doesn't look like where you want to be.
That's over in Near East part of the world.
Yeah, that doesn't look. Now some of these places in Africa maybe, but that's not where you want to be either.
No.
For northern lights, that's kind of opposite of where you want to be. So
yep.
Yeah, so here you go into North Dakota, Minnesota. So yeah, maybe up here in North Dakota for sure, right? Because I mean, there's nobody there. So I would imagine some of these darker areas, like what you're talking about, are
Yeah,
going to be.
the really bright red splotches and stuff, that's where you see a lot of light pollution. But if you look right there on Lake Superior, that one edge that's just north of Duluth up towards Thunder Bay, that's the optimum spot in Minnesota to go shoot.
Wow, look at all this light pollution. I never really looked at wow. And just like you would assume, east of the Mississippi, it gets heavier because those cities are closer.
Yep.
So it's harder and harder. Well, this kind of came up. This sort of thing kind of came up for the uh, what was the thing Mark went to? The
Oh, I know you're talking about the eclipse.
yeah. For the eclipse, right? This sort of thing kind of came up, right? You know, where were the best places to see it and all that. And I know that was a slightly different deal because everything kind of went dark. But yeah, see, the farther west you get, there's just more and more area, but you don't need to be in this part of the country to see it. You got to be up here to see it. So talking about the northern lights here, Tom. So
is it supposed to be northern lights in the near future?
well, I think isn't this the time of year when the northern lights happen? You would know more than I would, Andrew.
I'm not much of a astronomy guy, but
Yeah, me neither.
I belong to a couple photography groups. One Facebook group is Minnesota Photography Club, and the shooters up here shoot everywhere. Here in the cities, up north, out in rural areas, shooting old dilapidated barns and houses and all kinds of stuff.
I know there was.
Okay, now Kent is saying depends on when the sun is doing something here. I can't.
Depends what the sun's doing as far as like any type of what they call sunspots or sunstorms or something.
Yeah.
It's actually not good to be next to northern lights, right? Isn't that like radioactive, kind of? Not radioactive, but like it's. How can I say this? You're having a brain fart right now.
Yeah, something to do with the sun, though. I know that.
Yeah, like your exposure to the sun is like magnified.
Because you're able to see it, right?
Yeah.
Now we can get out of this completely. Now Tom's in here. So what beer are you having, my friend?
I'm drinking the Old Faithful Guinness Extra Stout.
Oh, nice.
Okay, extra stout in the bottle. I see. Yep.
That's my first beer that actually got me going.
Yeah,
this
was
the first beer that got me going.
Guinness for me was as well. Now it wasn't extra stout necessarily, but it was just your standard Guinness. I can remember a buddy of mine at work was recommending that I have it with a good steak, and I did, and I fell in love with it. And so from there I went on to other stuff, and next thing you know, doing beer reviews and talking to you guys. Now I'm having right now the Rogue. I'm finishing it up, but it's the Rogue Cold Brew IPA.
I think I've had that. I've had a cold brew IPA. I think that one's pretty good, right?
Oh, this is fantastic, brother.
Good, yeah.
I would, if it comes in the bomber. If you go and you see it, buy 3 of them because it's fantastic. It's a good solid IPA. You're gonna love it. If you love IPAs, you're gonna love it. If you love coffee brews, you're gonna love it. So from that aspect, just buy 3 of them. Promise you.
It's a very confusing style for the first time having it, right? Kind of.
Well, hard for me to say because I've had so many of these darn different coffee beers, if you will. They're trying to mix coffee with a lot of different stuff right now. Like you've seen coffee cultures and all this sort of thing. But yeah, if you're new to coffee being mixed into what you would call lighter beers, then yeah, it would be a little off-putting. I could see that for sure. That coffee Kolsch was one of the ones that really hit me, because that's not a coffee
expect it.
style. Yeah. And that beer had so much coffee and it was insane. I'm telling you, it was almost like drinking a cup of coffee. It was so well done.
Got my Cigar City hat on.
Oh yeah, I got mine right here.
Hey,
Boom.
It fits very well, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a good here. This is a good solid beanie, right? A good solid cap, like you say. I mean,
We got pretty lucky though.
Yeah.
Very first one's there, man.
Yeah. This is a good. And what I like about it is it doesn't itch, you know.
Yeah.
Is my audio okay? Did something happen to my audio?
No, you sound good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. But yeah, that's the one I'm having. It's got a 3.77 rating on Untapped. So it, I think it's really good.
Definitely.
I think it's really good. It's solid beer. So what did you guys get a chance to see my review that I just posted? What did you, not necessarily the beer, but what did you think about the quality of the video? Did it actually look better?
I didn't even get a chance to see it. I published it.
Go ahead, Tom.
No, go for it. Go for it.
When I got you keyed up, Joe, I just got home and sat down, so
okay.
Get a chance to see your vid.
I like Malt Mustangs in there. He said, "Follow the blueprint, man.
Follow
the blueprint." Yeah.
Malt Mustangs in? Sweet.
Yeah. Malt Mustangs.
Hey, Malt, how's it going, man?
Yeah, follow the blueprint, man. You got. That's awesome. Hey, by the way, guys, the link is at the very top of that chat. If anybody wants to jump in, you're more than welcome to.
Tom isn't drinking some kind of New England juice bomb? I'm shocked. From Average Joe 716.
That is great. Yeah, that is great. I got to turn up my fan here a little bit.
I'm going to go out and get a beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, get a beer, bro. Yeah, this is. I'm going to take this off now. I'm hot, but
all right, I'm going for a beer.
Yeah, it fits the weather out here a little more.
Yeah, it's a little more suiting to your weather than it is mine. That's for sure. Yeah, it's funny too because right now it's what is it here? Let's see, 70. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's crazy, man. It's let me check the weather right now out here. I don't think it's horrible. It's 56. So it's not
actually, and that's in Phoenix, where I'm at. The part of Phoenix I'm at, it's 72.
Wow.
So right here at my house right now, it's 72 degrees.
That's a nice summer day for us.
Compared to where I lived in Albuquerque, where I used to do the show in Albuquerque, 39.
Oh man. Aren't the states right next to each other though? Yeah,
but Albuquerque's 5,000 feet. So
that makes sense, right?
It's a big. It's the same thing where, like, if you were to go 2 hours north of here to Flagstaff, you're gonna get a whole different. It's a whole different country up there, man. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how you can drive from state to state and every state's different.
Now we've got Average Joe. He says, also, I checked out your video, Joe. Amazing quality. There was a bit of an echo. Yeah, that part I expected. So he said there's a bit of an echo, but I'd imagine the room you're in was either big or maybe a bit empty. And then he says, I don't blame Tom. I had 9 something. I can't see. For some reason, the part of the chat's cut off.
I think I can go to the chat.
Let's see. I had 9 Treehouse beers given to me 3 weeks ago, and they were all damn good. A few of them mind blowing.
Yeah, they're really
ain't no time glitch. Malt Mustang says, and Average Joe's. I'm in Buffalo. It's 47 currently, but I'm sure we'll have like 6 feet of snow by the end of next week.
Oh my God!
He ain't lying.
Oh. Yeah, that is just nuts to me, man. That's blasphemy, man.
It's like Phoenix, if you guys got 5 inches of snow, it'd be hectic. It'd be crazy. Everyone would be.
Oh no.
Getting my milk and
No. You don't seem to understand. You get snow days over there. It was literally just explained to me this week. They get rain days here, bro. Rain days.
No way.
I didn't believe it either, but they were literally lecturing me on that you get rain days here. I don't have any idea. I never went to school here. I don't know where the schools are at. I don't have any kids in school here. You know what I'm saying? So I got to take them at their word. This is a place where we have winter grass, bro. Like, I just paid my landscaper to put in winter grass. Like, that's the type of place we live in.
I've never even heard
winter grass. I've never heard of this before in my life, bro. Like, winter comes and you count on not watering nothing, right? You're just like so happy. That is one of the positives about winter, because there's going to be white stuff covering everything and you could care less about it, right? Not here, man. Not here. No. Winter grass, my friend. Yeah, winter grass. Here's I'll show you our, what is this, 10-day forecast? What is this? Something like that here. Yeah, so just so you can cry a little bit. Here's our forecast. You can get a look at it here.
That's beautiful.
78, 81, 80, 84, 88, 88, 87, 86. So that's through next Saturday.
Would you say this is the best time of the year for that?
Are you kidding me? Oh man, yeah. This is when you start to see all your Canadian plates, all your Michigan plates, all your
plates from Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. In other words, all the snowbirds. Now, for those that are listening across the pond, 23 degrees here right now. 26, 27, 27, 29, 31, 31, 31, 30. The rest of the week, man. So for our friends across the pond in Celsius, that is our temperatures here in Phoenix, man. You know, it's I'm telling you, man. You go outside right now, man, and it's just like amazing. It is nice. I have to admit, this is why you move here. You put up with all those crazy temperatures in the summer. For 4 months, you put up with crazy heat, because the rest of the year is just insane, man. It's really not bad at all.
So it's not even really winter grass. It's just like regular grass.
It's yeah. I forget the type. It's a thinner grass.
I would expect the high temperatures out there. You need like different kinds of seeds for different kinds of grass and everything. And
right, yeah, because right around, I think it's March, then they take out that grass. They'll like till it down to nothing, and then they put in the regular grass for the rest of summer. Yeah. Average Joe says rain days. Does anybody work?
Do you get a lot of rain out there?
No.
So how do you?
Does everybody work at a ballpark?
That's why there's rain days. Because when it rains, everybody panics, bro. I've never seen anything like it. Like literally, the people will be like, "Oh, be careful, man! It's raining." You're like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying?
I'm from New England.
You're like,
Jesus.
Okay, it's raining. So what? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ken, how you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. It's all good. Nice to join for a change.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good to see you, man. So what are you up to? What do you do? Tell us about yourself, man. What are we looking at in the background? What's happening?
Just a load of old
excellent beer
trashy bottles and stuff, you know. Yeah, it's actually my first beer for 2 weeks, so I've been a bit ill recently, so I thought, I was having an hour for half an hour, and then I was like, so I just cracked open my last can of draft Guinness.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, nice.
The day of the Guinness.
So it's like,
that's the new design too.
Sat there for
newer style can at least.
Yeah, this is a 440ml. Yeah, the standard 4.1. But yeah, getting 4 packs for about £4 over here, something like that.
Okay.
So that's just a shade over $4, I guess, for $4.50-ish.
Yeah, I think that's way cheaper than I'm getting for a 4-pack. What am I giving for a 4-pack? I want to say $6 or $7.
For a 4-pack of the drought?
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Is it? I don't quite know what I'm paying for. God, you know what? I haven't bought Guinness in a while.
That's the first time I bought it for
I
years.
thought about getting the same thing, but I was like, I'll go with the extra stout. They're both great beers.
Yeah, they're not. You know, that's not a bad idea, Tom, because I haven't bought Guinness in quite some time either.
It kind of knocks you down a couple blocks, and it puts you down to your roots. You know what I mean? It brings you where you started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna go on Total Wine here and find out what I do pay for a Guinness, because I'm kind of I'm intrigued now, right?
Oh, you can just go right online and check how much you can pay at the store. Huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, Total Wine, yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Total Wine, yeah, they do everything, man. Yeah, it's awesome. So an 8-pack, $11.99. So, and this is at the one that I go to. So this is definitely what I would pay. Here's a 4-pack. Yeah, $7.99. I was in the ballpark. Okay. So $1 more than I thought, but yeah, I was in the ballpark. So $8 for a 4-pack, and he's paying half the money. But it's having to go, twice as far too. So that makes all the sense in the world, right? So
yeah. But
Being
you
able to
do
go
seem to
online-
get.
No, go for it.
Sorry.
go ahead, Kent. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
You,
Ken.
you, you
Speak
do
up.
you do seem to get a lot more kind of specials that we don't get over here in Europe. Is it the 200th anniversary recently?
Yeah.
Things like that. We don't get that over here. Things like that. It's kind of for the American
Have you had
market.
that stuff?
No, we don't get it here.
That's
They had that
crazy.
Guinness Antwerpen.
You can get it here. Apparently,
Guinness,
it's in
that
a
one right there at
supermarket
the
over here
bottom.
called Tesco.
The
Yeah,
Guinness
we get
Antwerpen
that.
with this. That's delicious.
Yeah, I've not got round to trying any of those. Apparently, the milk stout is pretty good. I don't know if you get
What
that.
about the American lager? Have you ever had that? The blonde American lager?
No.
I haven't had many. I've had the Guinness. Is it the rye pale ale or
Yeah.
whatever it is?
Yeah,
the
the
rye.
raw-
It's
yeah,
in a
the
blue
rye.
label.
Yeah, that one's up here, right here.
How was that?
Yeah, that's quite decent. I liked it.
That is wild. I remember for quite some time though, we weren't able to get a lot of the different variants of Guinness either, and I think it's recently, like in the last 7 years or so, that we've been able to get all these different Guinnesses. You couldn't get them here either, and it seems like nowadays now we're able to.
Did they open up a new brewery anywhere, or is it just they just?
I think they do contract brew like out of Canada or something like that. I think it's something like that. I think they do contract brew.
I think you're right, because I know they do like the extra stout from Europe, and then they do extra stout from Northern America.
Yeah.
Something of that sort.
It's a bit like Innis and Gunn. They got a big market especially in Canada. I think they do a lot of special releases for export only to Canada.
Yeah, they
I don't know if you get them as well in the States.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Enos and Gunn here. And that was one of the, when I was still in New Mexico, I couldn't get a lot of Enos and Gunn. As a matter of fact, I don't think I think the Enos and Gunn that I had someone sent me. But now that I'm here in Arizona, I can darn sure get them. Let me see. We have Tom. Jody lives in a crazy. What is that? Work. See, I don't know why it's cutting off here. Let me open another browser here, because for some reason, all of a sudden the YouTube chat is messing up in Safari, so I have to open up my Chrome in order to see the chat. Isn't that insane? Oh, we got Bum in there too. Question for Kent is Guinness Foreign Extra Stout available in Europe? Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah, we get that. We get the wrong page here.
Oh yeah, and then Average Joe says, yeah, New Brunswick, Canada.
Oh, there you go.
At the Moosehead Brewery.
I have family out there.
Do you really?
Yeah, in New Brunswick. I visited them about 5-6 years ago. You don't realize how much family you have until, like, I mean, everyone has family everywhere until you actually go meet them, and then you realize how much family you have.
Yeah, I guess that could be true, sure.
Excuse me, no charge.
Yeah, how come now? See, now all of a sudden I'm not getting the chat over here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong
The
deal
last
here.
thing I have is the magic question.
Yeah. What do you got?
Oh, I just polished off a Laney's Snowdrift Vanilla Porter dated for last year. And slugging down a Alaskan Icy Bay IPA right now.
Okay, now I can see the whole chat. There we are. God, what a pain that was.
It took me about 5 minutes to sort this out, so I could see both.
Yeah, all of a sudden it started. I think on the Tuesday show, all of a sudden I couldn't see. It's cutting off like a letter or two on the right side of the chat. So I'm not able to get. Typically for me, the chat has 3 little dots at the top, and I can pop out the chat, and that's what I like to do, make it its own window. And that's why you see me looking like this so much, because I'm looking at that window in the chat to see who's typing in what. And it's not letting me do that in Safari all of a sudden, but in Chrome, which is their browser, it works magically. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those deals. No big deal. But let me make it a little bigger so I can, because it's kind of small right now. But let's see, we go to the bottom. Yeah, see, now I can see the whole chat. This is great. Okay. Yeah, see, Tom Jody lives in a crazy world where you can check prices online for his beer, and rain makes the entire city stop functioning. He's absolutely right. It is crazy. If it rains too hard here, there's guys that'll call into work for real. If it starts raining too heavy,
If you get truck around here, they'll tell you to stay home.
It's crazy. Like there's truck drivers will pull over on the side of the road. It starts raining too hard. Rain.
On their defense, sometimes rain can get pretty hectic. It gets pretty really windy and it's smashing the window.
I get that, but it's not doing that.
When I used to throw freight out of trailers at UPS years ago, it was pouring down rain so hard, the storm sewer manhole cover that was 60 feet out from the dock door I was waiting at looked like it was ready to come off of its seating and float away. It was coming down that hard, and literally the water was green when it was coming out of the sky. It was coming down that hard.
Wow.
Now, Average Joe also has one for Tom here. He says, next time you go up that way, New Brunswick, check out Trailway Brewing Company. They make some nice New England IPAs. They aren't Treehouse or Trillium, but they're good. So that's a brewery for you. Next time you're up that way, you can check out. And this is a good one. This is a sports reference right here. Rain? We talking about rain, not snow, but rain. That you remember that rant? That's the, man. What we talking about? Shout out to Allen Iverson right there. Yeah, that's that good Allen Iverson, right? That's the one where he's talking about practice.
Yeah,
talking about practice. You know what I'm saying?
I think they made him look bad. Like they switched it all up on him. They were talking about something that happened with him in public, and then they brought up practice, and he was like, they brought up a question about practice, and he's like, he didn't mean it in a way that like he doesn't like to practice. He meant it in a way like, why are you asking me about practice right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a funny one, man. It was definitely funny. So Kent, how long you been beer reviewing, and how often you putting them out? And
Well, I normally put one review out a day, but I'm up to about the last week or so. I've not put any out. Just put up other bits and pieces I've been meaning to put out because I've been a bit rough, just to fill the gap kind of thing. That's my first beer for bang on 2 weeks, so we do a few reviews in the evening, maybe tomorrow or Monday. After that,
that's
put one
pretty.
out a day. Have do two or three beers in one go, and then that's the way I do it.
Yeah, and then just kind of I used to do the same thing. I used to tape a bunch in a row, and some people were pretty good. Some people could figure out that I would do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, "Oh, look at Joe. This is he's pretty lit right here." You know what I'm saying?
Bum's in on the chat.
Bum's been there for a little bit, but they would spot that I was, a little more tipsy on some of those reviews.
Yeah. I mean, I'm part of a sort of group of chats as well, so it's kind of like I do the mid chat because sometimes we can have real map and kind of hangouts.
Yeah.
Some of them go on all night, you know what I mean. So,
really,
so I do a load of reviews, and then of course I'm a bit getting there, and crack the camera on, and I look back at it. I'm like, I don't watch them back, so I'm not watching them back.
Someone sent me one of my old reviews from 2008, just before I got on starting this show, and I was cracking up, man. You know what I'm saying? Just at the way I did things and stuff like that. I don't watch a lot of my own reviews either, but it is kind of funny to watch some of the older ones because it feels like someone else. You know what I'm saying? It feels like some other dude. You know what I'm saying? But
well, I mean, I started in July of 2015, and I look back now, and it looks like somebody else already. So
yeah, it's
who's that?
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of, for me, that's the way it feels like. You know what I'm saying? Especially for something from 2008, 2007, you're like,
yeah,
I don't even remember that. You know what I'm saying? So it's completely entertaining to me as well because I'm like, what's this guy gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Let's see, Ben.
I've just been putting out a load of outtake kind of clips together as well. So I keep all of those and put them all into one.
Oh, do you really?
And throw all that out, yeah. All the before it's normally at the start of a video. Once I've cracked the can or the bottle, that's it. It's staged. I don't care. But yeah, so I threw them together the other day.
I'm gonna have to.
Do you beer trade, Kent? It seems like you have a lot of like American style beers and stuff.
We get quite a lot over. There's a few that I've traded for, and there's a few that we can get the KBS. These two I brought back from a beer festival up in Leeds, Northern England. Back in Easter, there's a few there. We're quite lucky. I do get quite a lot of imports from the US. I think I've done 1 or 2 trades with a friend. He actually lives in Madeira. He got a trade from. He wanted some Cloudwater, so I done a trade. It was earlier in the year, so I've only had a couple of things. Nothing like one from Monkish and stuff. So
here's
generally I don't. So
here's one of Kent's latest outtake videos right here.
Oh,
What's remarkable to me is you look a lot like one of my friends in Albuquerque, a real good dear friend of mine named Cam. You look a lot like him. You guys favor each other. You don't look identical, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. So I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna make sure to subscribe. Will be your 301 right there. So
Cool.
we'll,
Nice one.
we'll check you out. Are you watching your numbers? Are you getting more viewers on like a streaming TV device? I happen to.
I've not. I don't. I haven't checked what services or platforms they're viewing on generally, but I think most of it's mobile phones. Probably when people are commuting, or
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, most people are watching on a mobile device, but my numbers on streaming, TV devices, Roku's and Apple TVs, especially Apple TV, is growing. You know what I'm saying? Like that number, and I find myself watching more and more and more YouTube on the TV as well. For those of us that are cord cutters, YouTube ends up becoming like a major channel. I can watch anything on YouTube, anything, because I don't watch standard television. So if I hear about a certain event happening that I happen to even show a little interest in, I can get caught up. And typically there's like a 2-minute little news thing clip on whatever certain latest mass shooting or whatever happened, and I can get caught up on it and move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to watch 4 hours of some idiot arguing with some other idiot. You know what I'm saying about? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear any of you. You know what I'm saying? I get caught up on 2 minutes and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Yeah, Rod says, hey, what's up, guys? A weekend surprise. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he's on a mobile right now. So, yeah, there you go.
He's probably out having a few himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I find myself watching on the TV quite a bit, on my Apple TV quite a bit, and they have that special little deal on there where you see just who's live right now. And sometimes I'll just bounce back and forth, just checking out different channels, seeing what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, what they're talking about. A lot of space stuff, a lot of people into comics and gaming, and you know what I'm saying. It's kind of cool, Any gamers here?
I think Rod J does gaming, and so I think he's got a channel.
Oh, does he?
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
Oh, really?
And, there's another guy, Eric the Lions fan. He does a lot of, I think it's gaming, and he does like sports thing.
I have to admit, with
things like that.
Now you don't have Black Friday over there, I assume.
Well, it's caught on in the last sort of 3 or 4 years. It's getting more and more. It's next Friday, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so you do have some form of Black Friday. Okay. But now the sales coming out for next Friday are insane. With the new Xbox system coming out, the previous Xbox S, I believe, is really being marked down, and I think that's still a pretty competitive system, isn't it? Is it still
It's still the same. It's the same. I mean, if you have an Xbox One, you can play with anybody that has any variation of the Xbox One.
Yeah, because what is it, Tom? It's the Xbox One S versus the Xbox One X, right?
Yeah, I think original is just Xbox One. So I think they came out 3 different ones already.
Okay, yeah, okay, so you have the Xbox One, the One S, and the One X.
Yeah.
Boy, that ain't too confusing, is it? Jesus. And then, but anyway, I've noticed I have a problem with paying $500 for a gaming system, Yeah. And I have a huge problem with that. So I've been seeing some of the prices, though, for next Friday, in the 179, 180 ballpark. And I'm all over that, man. I might end up buying me another gaming system. I still have let me see if my thing is still going. Let me see.
Now, does Xbox have Blu-ray? Because if it does, I mean, that's just for Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah. 4K, Blu-ray.
4K.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know the
Sony game system was the first one to come out with Blu-ray. That's the only reason why they won over the DVD Blu-ray battle.
I believe PS3 was Blu-ray, right?
PS3 was. I've got that.
Yeah.
That was my last console I bought.
Yeah, but the Sony system was first come out with it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about Blu-ray. I mean, I don't know.
I don't like having physical media. I can tell you right now, I can't stand it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I don't. Apart from sports, I don't really watch much TV. Maybe
Yeah.
the odd documentary. If it depends what I'm doing, or I get halfway through it and it's like I can't be bothered to watch it. It's just.
So here's the Xbox. This is right off of Microsoft's website right here, which is blasphemy on my Apple device here, but it's cool. But so jump ahead with Xbox One, right? You got Xbox One S and Xbox One X. S and X, right, are built for 4K. So it sounds like you're going to get 4K. I would imagine the black one is the X, since it's a little leaner, maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And then the white one is probably the S, because it looked like the S's that I was looking like they're wrong. Oh, hey, Rod, what's up, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? Joe D's doing a weekend show. I want to be a part.
Yeah, because these can go.
Rod J, how's it going, man?
We've done a Rod J show before. We've done 5 hours before.
That 5 hour show was great, Joe.
Yeah, we've done 5 hours before.
I'm going to put the Punisher on hold and check out Joe D and the crew.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So, are you a gamer, Rod?
I am, but I play on PS, so I play PS4 now.
Okay.
I used to do Xbox back in the day and kind of ran into an issue with them, so I switched over to PlayStation at the time.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of a modded system, so.
I'm trying to find my old account on here.
Are you on Xbox mostly?
I was totally on it. Now I'm from the there it is. This is my old account right here. Yeah, Javin. I was JJ. JJ Avin. Javin. Yeah, Javin. Yeah. This is it, man. I haven't played in forever.
Hey, Joe, your emoji on your account here, that almost looks like that fish going after Nemo's dad and Finding Nemo. Looks like that angler fish.
Yeah. Now, see, I haven't played since the Xbox 360. That was the last system that I had. Because the next Xbox that came out was $500, and I was not about to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I have not played since then. So I don't know what's up these days. But that was another reason why back in the day, because I would do gaming things, and people would catch up with me online, and we would, like, if you remember, the Xbox 360 was that first system where you could watch videos together. You could do all kinds of things together. It was a lot of fun. And they came out with that camera. That camera ended up being like a no-go. Like you couldn't turn on that camera without someone showing their junk on there. It was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But you try to get on there and play Uno with your friends or something like that, and inevitably someone's going to get on there and, hey, look at my junk. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, man, what's up with that? But yeah, some of these prices, I'm really thinking about getting another one, maybe getting back into some gaming again,
Yeah. I enjoy it. It's great. It's a good time. It's funny, I just poured a beer, and I had a guy tell me earlier, well, you can't get ahead on a high ABV beer. It kind of looks like a head, doesn't it? 10.2%. Like, yeah, if you know how to pour,
wow,
you
10.2%. Nice.
Yes, Bell's Third Coast Ale barley wine.
Lovely.
Ooh,
yeah.
I've still got to get me one of them yet.
I'm still working through. I had a case of them.
Oh, a case. Was that one of those beers that you got for, I don't know, 50 cents?
Don't listen to Joe. Not you, Joe, the other Joe, average Joe.
Yeah, the other, yeah.
But
Got a few bits today.
It was $12.99 a case.
29 what?
$12.99 a case.
See? What? That's just as disgusting. That ain't much more than 50 cents.
You can double. It's like $1.
Yeah, he's like, come on, man, give me a break.
After
It was
tax,
$1.
it's $1 a bottle.
Yeah, he's like, it was $1. What are you talking about, man? That was twice as much, bro. What are you doing to me here, man? You know,
I live a fortunate life in that regard. Sometimes
I can't buy beer that cheap. What are you talking about, man?
Hey, Rod, you should have gone back and bought several more cases and hit them underneath your porch like Neary did with all that beer that he bought from his local corner store.
Yeah. Well, they're always getting some stuff in there. Actually, they didn't get anything really this week, but I did another beer run today at Trader Joe's and came out pretty good on that one, which I love. You guys have Trader Joe's?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Freaking, I don't know how your guys' beer things, but I love it because with ours, I think they all do it. You can break up 6-packs.
Oh.
So
I've never been into Trader Joe's up here yet.
I was talking to one of the guys. He was telling me about one of the stores that I have over here in Kentucky. I'm like, yeah, I know about that one. I said the good thing about Trader Joe's is if you see a 6-pack, because he didn't want to buy a whole 6-pack, because if you like all 6 of them, I was like, you just take one off. They just charge you individually. Take that price divided by 6.
Yeah.
So you never have to buy the full 6-pack of anything if you don't want
it. That's what they do at Total Wine here.
Yeah. So we don't have any Total Wines that I'm aware of.
Oh, Total Wine.
Yeah, Total Wine's my first time in mine locally. I was like, what? I can make up my own 6-pack? Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Total Wine is, I love Total Wine. Yeah. Now, Total Wine is like my Costco. You know what I'm saying? You go in there, if you grab a shopping cart, you're done. Don't grab a Don't get a shopping cart, you idiot. And I tell myself this as I'm walking in there. This is what is going on in my head. Don't get a shopping cart. Don't get a shopping cart. Don't get a shopping cart. As I'm pushing the shopping cart. And I'm like, oh.
Don't get a shopping cart while you're pushing your shopping cart.
Oh. Yeah.
And then you'll come out with the shopping cart full.
Yes. That's exactly what happens. You get a shopping cart. If you get a hand little cart, the hand cart's going to be full. Hand cart is way smaller than a rolling shopping cart.
I will only get
steel.
I will only right now. I only go into Costco, but I need necessities for the house like TP, stuff for the dishwasher, and other things. But so I'm in Costco. I'm out Costco within about a half hour. But I only go in and get what I want, get out.
Oh no!
So I have a master plan when I go into Costco every single time.
Oh no! See, the problem with Total Wine is
Total Wine's a different story. That's a different animal.
Total Wine is a grown ass man's Disneyland. I'm telling you right now. That's just
not Disneyland, candy store.
Yeah, that's a grown ass man's candy store. I'm telling you right now. That's
candy store.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's.
Well, with Total Wine, can you walk around drinking pints while you're shopping?
No,
well, they have it. They usually depends on your Total Wine. Not necessarily just drinking pints, but
you can drink beer in the liquor store.
Yeah, here we can drink pints while we shop.
Oh yeah, see that's ridiculous.
that's a playland.
Yeah, that's a and spend $1 for the damn beer.
Right.
They get you drunk while you're trying to get candy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We got 58 breweries in the area. It's pretty.
Where's the eject button? Give me. He's out of here. Let's take a vote. He's gone. He's gone. This is
you are the weakest link.
Joe's probably lighting me up in the comments there.
Yeah,
right now.
You're fired. You're fired.
You're fired. So, average Joe 716 says my willpower is epic.
I did find a new Sierra Nevada I saw today for the first time. So I picked up a couple of those. The Pronto IPA. Have you guys seen that yet?
Yeah, he says Rod equals the devil.
But the first time someone's made that comparison before.
Average Joe says, see, Joe, whether it's crazy deals or drinking while shopping, Rod equals the devil.
Yeah. What were you saying, Rod?
I was saying Sierra Nevada had a new IPA I saw today. It's called Pronto IPA. Have you guys seen this one yet?
No, maybe. Well, maybe I have. Let's look it up.
New tropical. I think it has mango in there. I got a couple of those bottles. They were like in the 22-ounce bottle, 24-ounce rather.
Does it have any glass in there?
Oh,
Oh God, I forgot all about that.
Is there, Joe?
I forgot all about
Oh,
Oh, I made a special video for that and everything, didn't I? Wow.
that was a good one, Tom. That was a good one.
That was. Wow. What a man. I had forgot all about that.
I didn't.
Excellent.
Want some glass in your beer?
Yeah, as soon as he said it. Now, what was the name of that one again?
It's Pronto IPA, Pronto.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
You want some glass in your beer? We got to keep that one in mind for every time one of us has a Sierra Nevada.
That was excellent. I have to say
That's on the cutting edge.
That was
Cutting edge.
That was good. I had forgot all about that. That was good. Let's see, Sierra Nevada. Yeah, I've got it.
Below the belt for Tom, below the belt, but very appropriate. Average Joe says
That was so good. So here we go on Untapped. It's a pretty good rated beer, right? It's pretty average beer. 4,000 ratings on here, 474 in the last 30 days.
3.5 bottle caps.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
3.58. Not too bad. What do you think of it?
I haven't had it yet. I just saw it there, so I just threw it in the cart. It was like $4.99 for a 24-ounce bottle. That works for me.
Yeah, let's see. When we heard our friends were celebrating their 50th, we decided to brew this delicious mango hibiscus IPA to help the party get started. To help get the party started, featuring a bevy of fruit-forward and floral hops, including Calypso, Comet, and Centennial. Pronto IPA adds mango and hibiscus to enhance the natural hop flavors and ratchet up the complexity. That sounds good to me, man. Where did that come from?
American Werewolf in London out there, or what?
No, that's a wolf howl on my cell phone.
Okay.
Somebody shot me a message.
Wolf outside your door.
Either that, or I got an email.
This kind of lends to that. We were talking on, was it the Friday show just yesterday? I think our friend Zach got on there and was talking about who's the guy from, how come I keep forgetting his name? I can never remember his name, from Brooklyn Brewing.
That's what a G.
He had put out that article anyway about trends in beer and stuff like this. And this happens to be another one of those trends where not necessarily that IPAs are a trend, but we're going off of grassier kind of lip puckering IPAs to still high IBU IPAs, but they're getting more fruity, right? Everything's trending fruity. And my personal feelings on it is everything's trending fruity as far as craft beer goes, because ciders are getting more popular, and some of these other malt beverages are getting insanely more popular, and they're all super sweet, super fruity. And in order to keep that new craft beer thing going, they've got to make things fruity. What do you think?
I think it's definitely a lot more fruit being done and stuff. So it's almost like it's the sour stuff. They were using a lot of fruit stuff is now kicked over to the IPA area.
Yeah,
a lot of the sour beers had that fruity stuff going last year, and then the wheat ales as well.
Yeah, well, hell, we had how many sour beers did we have in Denver, Tom? I mean, it was overwhelming.
I feel like 75% of the tap takeovers were mostly sours.
Yeah,
literally.
mostly sours and all fruity. I
Yeah.
mean, some of them they're not even sour.
Joe, what wasn't it? You said was it sour beers or cider beers you didn't like?
Well, I have not had ciders.
Oh, okay.
Very, very limited amount of ciders. It can't. Are you a cider guy? I would imagine they're a lot more popular over there.
Yeah, they're very popular, but I'm not really. I mean, I'll drink them if I have to. If I'm in a bar and there's the beer, what's available is a bit duff, then I'll just have a cider.
What
just to get me through it, you know.
What do you call the because I know they're popping some up over here as well. What do you call they're not breweries, right? When they just have ciders. What do they call them?
The cideries.
Cideries.
I believe the cideries.
I think that's what they are. Yeah.
Cider.
They're just straight cider.
Okay.
I don't know, to be honest.
Like wineries, cideries.
Yeah, that's why I was asking the question. Yeah, because
we get them a lot more in the West Country, sort of down to the southwest of the UK, Somerset, Dorset, Hampshire kind of area.
And aren't some of the true, now you have your big macros, and it seems like over here at least they've taken over. I mean, you can't tell the difference between a true cider and just a malt beverage that has apple in it, for Christ's sake. Like, it's very difficult to tell those lines. And I don't necessarily know that drinker here in America at least cares, right? They're still shotgunning beer, for Christ's sake.
Is that wrong? Is that so wrong?
It's really wrong. It's not necessarily wrong. It's not. There is a time and a place for that. You know what I'm saying? There definitely is. And I ain't too far from shotgunning a beer my damn self either. You know what I'm saying?
Was that Colt 45 or?
Yeah, well, no. Let's not get crazy here. Let's not get crazy. Yeah, no, let's not get crazy here. Yeah, I ain't gonna. Yeah, no offense to our friend in the chat over here. Where was he again?
Just average Joe.
No. We had Malt Mustang, I think, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had Malt Mustang in there a while ago. So yeah, no offense.
Malt Mustang is further up in the comments here.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good little chat going here, but yeah, he's no offense to him, because he was saying stick to the blueprint.
Malt. Yeah.
Stick to the blueprint, but yeah, no. Every once in a while there is a time and a place to shotgun a beer or shotgun a Lamborghini and show your tits. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do.
Mardi Gras not till February, Joe.
Sometimes you just got to do that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Malt Mustang is right. His first comment was right after Kent beer reviews, where Kent said no CMEs forecast.
Yeah.
A while back.
But you're more craftier on the serious side. The more craftier it seems like your true ciders get, man, the more expensive they are. I mean, they only come in 4-packs. They're like craft soda, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're just so expensive.
I actually just picked up a couple that were 25-ounce bottles just to try them. I haven't tried them yet, but because I got a deal on them. But
yeah, figures.
But I'm going to unveil them at some point here, because I want to do them now because it's kind of that fall before it gets more colder, which is kind of weird today, because today we're like in the 60s, which is totally weird in the middle of November in Cincinnati. Usually it's snowing around now.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, that is got to be a little.
Went to the store, shorts and a t-shirt. But you're talking about fruitiness. Doesn't get much fruitier than this.
Beer jelly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was from House of Webster.
Chipotle. That looks good.
Yeah, House of Webster, that or Rogers, Arkansas. They sent me 6 different beer jellies, which I'm going to be doing 2 at least this week. One's like an IPA one, and one's a stout. This one is a triple Belgian triple ale, but they use the beer in the making of the jelly.
Oh, that's cool.
A lot of toast.
Yeah. I don't know what to put it on. I'm like, wait, I guess just toast. I mean, I know I'm going to try to cook with something on them, probably like as a sauce. Like if you have lamb, like you have mint jelly with it. So one of these jellies will probably be good to maybe put with some meat or something.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
they're at House of Webster out of Rogers, Arkansas, which is pretty neat.
Are you gonna pair beer with it?
Well, it's jelly. Like, can you have a beer with jelly? I mean, it's already beer in it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if I'm having it with eggs on toast, am I having a beer with my breakfast that way?
Well, yeah,
There's no ABV that shows up. They cook all the beer out of it, I think.
yeah.
No, it's just the alcohol that gets cooked out.
Yeah.
You're breaking new boundaries, man.
Although
Yeah.
I've had breakfast stouts with breakfast before, so
It's no different than when you got chefs cooking with wine and other types of spirits in the kitchen. The alcohol gets cooked out, but the flavor of the spirit is impregnated in the food. So
yeah.
Now, what about this? Would you? I don't know if anybody here. We talked about this in the Friday show, but Samuel Adams is coming out with seasonal cigars. A holiday 3-pack for $35, basically. You get a 1 winter lager season cigar, 1 white Christmas season cigar, 1 chocolate Bock season cigar, all made with that particular Samuel Adams beer. Is that something that
impressive.
would entice anybody here? Plus, you have the Sam Adams Utopia cigars that they have already been making.
Utopia looked pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I saw that on your shows.
that to me that is intriguing right there. I would definitely,
I'll
want
check my local cigar shop, see if they got them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I enjoy cigar once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while it's not too bad, and being able to pick up a simple little 3-pack of these, hell, you can order them right here from Ted Cigars. You don't have to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But and then you can pick up a 12-pack with all these beers that are in it, and Samuel Adams, and sample away.
Have a beer at the cigar.
Yeah, you're gonna get what? Is it 4? You're gonna get 4. Is it 3 of each flavor, right? So there's 4 beers in that. There's 4 flavors in that 12-pack.
But they always put the Sam Adams traditional in every variety pack. So it's probably Sam Adams traditional cigar.
But yeah, you were showing off your beer jelly. Well, this is definitely something that you would have with a cigar. Is definitely something, especially having that particular beer with that cigar to get. I know I would be intrigued. We have cigar shops all over Phoenix. That is one thing that is kind of cool.
Yeah. What do you guys actually like? Last week I've gotten the habit of making chili and using beer trying to make chili now. So I made some beer chili last week, and I use Labatt's in it. The best one I've done, I've actually used that Golden Road Gingerbread Stout in one. But do you guys cook with beer as well or anything? Have you guys tried to experiment that way?
I haven't tried it yet.
No.
I'm not a big. I'm not huge cooking with beer. I've played around with it a little bit, but not a whole lot. I'm not real crazy about even putting wine or anything in a lot of my food. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Flavor though.
Just drink it.
Yeah, just drink it. Yeah.
I mean, it does have a different flavor boost there.
Yeah. Other than your standard, like you kind of make your brats and beer sort of thing. I've done that a bunch, but I don't really consider that anything special. I mean, that's kind of a common thing. Hell, they even sell them like that at the supermarket, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So I don't really consider that like a special thing because that's so commonly done. It's like so, like I say, you can even get them. How they kind of pre-make stuff for you at the supermarket, and they already have them done in beer for you. I mean, it's so common. But no, I don't really cook with beer. Yeah, I have to admit I don't. I don't.
If I cook with beer, I'm drinking it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Yeah, I've seen recipes where now I've made beer floats though. I've done that a bunch.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I've done tons of beer floats.
How about beer battered, like fish and chips?
Beer batter fish and chips. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Get over it.
some good stuff right there.
Oh yeah, now that's good. Now I've ordered that sort of thing, but I haven't made too many like battered things anyway. For me, I would rather just go buy it. Get my hands all gooey and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
It's a convenience thing after a point.
yeah. You know, I'm a single guy anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know what? I'm down. I'm just gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I've only done it really with chili, but I know since I started doing, my wife actually likes the chili a lot more now too. So it adds more body to it. So.
What do you do? Just put like the onions down first and deglaze?
Well, usually I make it like you brown the meat. I usually use the crock pot now when I do it, and I put the stuff in there and the beans like that, and then put in diced tomatoes and tomato sauce and all that kind of stuff. But then I'll pour the beer on top of it, and then you pretty much let it go, and it soaks into everything. But like I said, the stouts seem to add more body, but I get a little particular. Like, I pour a craft beer into my food. I want to drink that, so I'll go get a lager nowadays and be like, I got no problem pouring a lager in.
Yeah.
This is the best use I've ever had for Budweiser.
The average Joe says Jody is an end result type of guy. Yeah, I am, man. For me, I absolutely, I've become more so. I guess as time goes on, I've become just more so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, how long is it gonna take me to do this? Because it's just me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I have another half that's in my ear. You know what I'm saying? I could just literally be like, you know what? Bump this, man. I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna cost me $10. You know what I'm saying? So why not just go get it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sometimes hard to not just go. When you're buying something just for yourself, you have to admit, even if you're married or you have a partner, if it's just for you, you're like, all right. The minute you have to involve the other side, you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Now it's just a little.
Oh, you want it too? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Now it just became too expensive. Damn it! Now I got to make it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that it is sort of that. I remember those days, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I just I just go to damn. But I do. Yeah, I cook a lot. You know what I'm saying? I do end up cooking a lot because you can't afford to eat out all the damn time. But let me see.
I burn a lot.
You burn stuff a lot.
Joe's saying that he's probably going to go out and get a McRib tomorrow.
I wish I could. I bugged them.
Are McRib people? Are they back? I thought I saw something about McRib.
No, they've been back now for weeks. It's typically a 6-week season. They're available, it seems like, throughout the whole country except for the whole state of Arizona, literally. I am not even kidding. I am not exaggerating.
I haven't seen them at our McDonald's, though.
No?
The one in Kentucky, I haven't seen it. I just see the posts on the internet. I mean, maybe it is there. I just haven't noticed.
Now, see, there's a McRib finder on your mobile device, right? Believe it or not, there is.
Did you say there's a McRib finder?
Yes, a McRib.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, there's a McRib finder.
It's hilarious.
And you can locate the McRibs in your area. Absolutely. That's how big this thing is. That's how big this thing is. How do you think I know that there's no McRibs in Arizona? Because it shows you there's no McRibs. Now, this is the McDonald's website right here, and they're showing you what the McRib is all about, right? So,
right.
You've got this McRib pork patty thing, whatever that is. Don't ask. You don't want to know what it is, really. Just shove it in your mouth, right?
Whatever you say, don't flip it over.
Yeah. Look at this side as well. Just like Tom said, look at that side. Don't look at the other side. Don't do it. Okay. the home style roll. You got the McRib sauce, the pickle slices, the slivered onions. Okay. Now the pickle slices are the main reason why Bum will never have one of these things because the pickles are involved in there. I don't believe Bum likes
Well,
pickles.
you can tell them no pickles, right?
Man.
You could.
I know somebody might like that.
What was that?
I know somebody might
Oh,
like
the
that.
pickles, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a certain reviewer that has a fondness for pickles.
But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Ohio. Let's see what's available in Ohio. 50-mile radius.
50 miles.
Well, can you put a zip code?
Oh yeah. Let's put a zip code here.
Put 45202.
Let's see.
I've only
452.
got 3 Rotten Ronnies that still sell the McRib that are close to me.
Oh man, what's up with this?
You on your work computer?
I know. What's up with that?
They locked Joe D out.
I know, man.
You don't live around here, boy.
They are so anti me right now, right?
You're on the non-McRib list.
They're like, no access allowed. Well, no wonder I can't get one. They are tracking me, and McDonald's is specifically being like, no, don't give that guy a McRib. I swear to God. He's harassed every McDonald's in Arizona. Don't give him one. Yeah. That's what
You're
it
barred,
is.
you're barred from the ribs.
It's a McRib conspiracy. You know? It's McRib season, and they are deliberately. You guys see it. Look at this. Access denied. You don't have permission to access McDonald's.com/US/restaurant locator
On this server.
on this server. Screw you. Get out of here, pal. You know?
Yeah.
Find it.
That's insane. They are not allowing me access. That is crazy. You guys saw it live right here, just with me. I wasn't hiding it.
I'm looking on my computer now. Like, did they block that?
Yeah, let me see. Average Joe says, I think Joe says he is saying that he is probably going out and getting a McRib tomorrow. I would if I could. I would have, just like what's his name from the malt liquor community there. What did Bum say? Steel. Yeah.
Steel Worldwide.
You know, he had 4 of them. He went the first time he got them. He got 4. That's me. Yeah, I kind of agree.
He had to drive. I think he drove like 2 or 3 hours out from what Bum was saying.
Yeah, if I could drive that far and get a McRib, I would. They're literally not that close to me. And what sucks is in my previous home, they're all over the place.
Tell them to ship one to you.
Yeah, you know what sucks is literally just a couple of years ago, literally 2 years ago, they were here because I bought a bunch of them and took them to guys at work, and some guys had never had one before. And I was like, "You never had a McRib? What? Are you a communist? You know, you're like anti-American."
Even by mistake, I ended up having it.
Anti-American.
You're not even from America. Yeah, no, we dropped the A over here, Kent. We dropped the A. It's just America. You know what I'm saying?
America.
Yeah,
Were you just going to the search button and hitting like the zip code?
No, it says please enter location, and I entered the zip.
I put mine and it shows me always McDonald's that pop.
See?
You've been blocked, son.
I've been blocked.
You've been blocked.
It's just like
No buy list.
yeah, no soup for you, man. You know?
Hey Joe, Average Joe says, you're on the list. They're watching the weekend hangout and hearing the anger in your voice about the lack of availability when it comes to McRibs.
They're cutting me off, man. What's up with that?
Big time.
You know?
Big time.
I'll trade you 2 McRib sandwiches with extra pickles, the ones I picked off my sandwiches, for a bottle of Bourbon County stout.
I thought I'd let you read that one.
Talking about Bourbon County.
Oh, you got one there.
Yeah.
Oh,
a 2016.
Tom's got one.
Oh, last year's bottle. Are you gonna? Did you crack it open already? It looks like it's.
Yeah, I cracked it. I got one more waiting for me for a little while, but Yeah, I cracked this one open.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because I watch all these people have. You know what? Now, I don't know how crazy this gets for some people, but I thought it was absolutely nuts. I follow some of these food reviewers. I have 2 or 3 of them that I follow religiously, and I watch their stuff sometimes to see what they're going to say about certain things that I can get, and sometimes I watch just to see what kind of crazy stuff these fast food restaurants are putting out there. Guess who has a tamale? I swear on a stack of Bibles, you never guess who has a tamale right now. Guess who has a tamale right now?
Because it sounds weird, I'll say Arby's.
Yeah. You know what? If it was Arby's, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch if Arby's had it. I mean, Arby's is coming out with some pretty crazy stuff right now, right? I mean, They have the venison sandwich and they have these other. Swear to God, it's not Arby's. I'll give you one more guess.
Red Robin?
No, Red Robin even wouldn't be a stretch if they had. You're like, at least they have beef.
Burger King?
You know who it is? Wiener Schnitzel.
We don't have any.
Never heard of them.
You've never heard of Wiener Schnitzel?
I don't have a Wiener Schnitzel.
They're not up here. They're not up here in Minnesota.
Sounds like you can get a beer there, though.
You never heard of Wiener Schnitzel?
Now you just rub
Kent, you are witnessing people that live in America and they're not American. You know what I'm saying?
I know what Wiener Schnitzel is, but I've never heard of a restaurant up by the same name.
Yeah, they're a fast food restaurant, the Wiener Schnitzel. And they have freaking tamales. Wiener Schnitzel is a hot dog joint. What is a hot dog joint doing with freaking tamales? What
They're
business
rolled
do they
up
have?
like a hot dog, right?
Oh my God! I was like, what is Wiener Schnitzel doing with hot dogs? I mean, doing with tamales.
You'll be barred from them.
Yeah,
as well.
watch. I'm gonna find the tamales at Wiener Schnitzel, and I'm gonna be cut off.
They're gonna have a picture of your face when you go to Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. Now, see, this is relevant to beer because you eat fast food with beer. Give me a break, right? So this part of it's all relevant. But see, here you go. Here is.
I just found Wiener Schnitzel's main page. I'm gonna find out where they're at.
Flat nut sandwiches.
Now see this cat right here? See this guy? He's one of the guys that I watch. He's one of the guys.
He's got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. His name's something Joey something. And so I watch him. There's another guy that I watch. But anyway, look, they make hot dogs, bro. Look at this is a typical thing that they have at Wiener Schnitzel's, hot dogs or something.
Is that a McRib picture?
Is that a McRib?
Oh, they're messing with you now.
Yeah, Google. You see, Google is teasing me. This is what a typical Wiener Schnitzel looks like, though, right here. This is typically what.
You know what? I think I've seen them before. We don't have any.
Wiener Schnitzel looks like it's a local chain down in California and Arizona. There's nothing this up here on this side of the Mississippi River.
No, they're farther than that because there's like 1,500 of them. And the unique thing about Wiener Schnitzels, they were started by one guy, and he literally still owns them all. He doesn't
franchise.
Yeah, I think there's some sort of deal going on, but he literally owns them all. Like they're, you know what I'm saying?
You don't see that very often.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm seeing through about halfway the list, and most of them are in California. A good sized mittful, the first portion of it are in Arizona.
See, look at that. 5 chili dogs for $5. That's the kind of place that Wiener Schnitzel is, man. Wiener Schnitzel's that kind of place, and the results are really similar to Taco Bell.
They got like a Reuben hot dog. It looks like.
Yeah, I promise you. You get these 5 chili dogs. The result is going to be no different than getting 5 tacos at Taco Bell. I promise you. I promise you.
It won't be nice.
You feel me? Like without having to get into the weeds.
Won't be rumbling.
Yeah. You're gonna.
Let's flush that one out.
You're gonna have the same result. But if you have a Wiener Schnitzel in your area, you have to pay the piper every once in a while. Like just like Taco Bell, like every once in a while, it's like Jack in the Box. Do you have Jack in the Box in your area? If you have Jack in the Box in your area, every once in a while you're like, you know what? Give me 2 of those things that you call a taco, but they're not really a taco just because they're folded with a corn tortilla and they have stuff inside of it. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2 of those things that you have for $1.
I don't think I've had a Jack in the Box since I was a little kid and they had that salmonella breakout.
Yeah,
Back in like the late 70s, or they started shutting down a few of them.
they have a new reinforced salmonella now.
Yeah.
And they put cheese on it. And they offer it 2 for $1.
I remember being a kid and liking Jack in the Box, and then it was like, no, you can't go there anymore.
Yeah, and the same.
Joy went through the whole Wiener Schnitzel list, and the nearest Wiener Schnitzel to me is down in Champaign, Illinois.
Oh, there you go. See,
Well,
there
get
you
the
go.
driving.
Yeah, well, I mean, what?
8 hours one way.
Why are we still talking? What's up?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna shoot off. Thanks for letting me join, Joe.
Hey, Kent, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate
Thanks,
you jumping in, brother.
You let
All
him.
right, Craig.
Take
I
care.
probably should because everybody kept calling him Cam, but his name was Craig, but he didn't say anything. So.
Oh, sorry, man.
Only Americans do it. It's hilarious.
Oh,
It's all right. It's fine. It's all right. No worries.
That is
Speak
funny.
to you soon.
And I'll do it again, too. That's what's hilarious, yeah.
Take care.
All right, man. We'll see you, brother. Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, Wiener Schnitzel having it's like Sonic having a tamale, man. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Doesn't
like
really match up, you would think, to what they're doing.
like Burger King having hot dogs, for Christ's sake. You're like, what?
But they do have hot dogs, though.
No, I know, but that was my first reaction. When I heard Burger King had hot dogs, I'm like, what?
Now, Chick-fil-A starts doing burgers, then things will really be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly. You know? Yeah. There's just madness happening out there, man. Yeah. But that's one of the main reasons I watch these food review guys, because they're just seeing all the different things that are coming out with fast food are insane. I mean, it seems like every week they're coming out with some new craziness out there. And this happens to be 3 different kinds of tamales from a hot dog place, which is...
Well, you think about who probably innovates the most, it's probably Arby's, though. That's always like innovating something new.
You know, those guys say that it's Burger King.
Really?
Yeah, they say that Burger King is the one that literally always has something new.
they
And
have Cheetos things, right? Remember the
I thought
Cheetos?
about it, and I'm like, you know what they do? They
Has
have...
anybody ever done the 3 pancakes for 89 cents? I can't think they're big pancakes for that low.
I've never had them.
Mhm.
Nah, I've never had them. Well, you know, because you know, when I get off work, I'm ready for a Whopper. You know what I'm saying? So, and Burger King's one of the places, Burger King or Carl's Jr. I can go to and still get a burger if I want it, you know, that early in the morning. You know?
Yeah, Carl's Jr. You got Hardee's there too, or just Carl's Jr.?
Carl's Jr. Yeah.
Okay. We have Hardee's around the area here, but they're like the same chain. They just
Yeah, it's the same.
We-
It's
We
that,
got Hardee's up here too.
yeah, it's that side of the Mississippi that you're on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Whether it's going to be Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, you know?
Of course, they changed their ads. They don't have those ads they used to have. Which, in today's climate, I guess they won't go back to it anytime either.
Nah. That's seriously old school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joe says, are we sure they're actually pancakes if they're only 89 cents for 3 of them?
Great question.
That's what they put on the board. I mean, I've never went in and had them. I just always know they have one. I told my wife that one day. She's like, no, they can't be 89 cents for 3. I'm like, that's what they said.
Yeah, that was and Kent's in the chat saying goodnight, cheers. What did you just say his name was? Did you
This
say
is Craig.
Craig?
Craig.
That is hilarious.
He lives in Kent. Kent's part of the UK where he's at.
Ah.
Oh,
But Craig is so nice. He never tells anybody different. He lets everybody just go. I did it for like half a year, probably.
That is so funny. Because that'll happen again. I promise you. He'll jump in again, and I'll see Kent. Well, because it's Kent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you live in Kent, you've got to know that if you call it Kent's Beer Reviews, you're going to get called Kent. You know what I'm saying? That is hilarious, man. Yeah, because I'll do that again. I promise you. I'll be like, hey, Kent, we have Kent in there. You know?
See, if you look at the advertiser for the 89-cent pancakes, they make them look big. They say 3 large pancakes for 89 cents.
I know those darn photographers. They're trick photography, those guys. They use those lenses and they make everything look bigger.
You know, one place though I haven't had that I've heard really good things about is a fast food place was at Cane's. I don't know if you guys have Cane's there or not.
Average Joe says it's funny. My name isn't actually Joe, it's Kent.
Smart ass.
My name isn't actually Joe either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's funny.
The ones in the photos aren't actually pancakes, thought Rod.
They're actually waffles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they're waffles. They're waffles.
Oh my God. What was that question again there?
What question?
Someone said something.
Oh, the pancake thing or whatever?
No, there's something else.
No, I just said the place that I always heard good things about was Cane's. It's a chicken place.
Yeah, we have Cane's
I've
here.
never had them, but I heard they were good.
No, we didn't have Cane's in New Mexico, as far as I know. But we definitely have Cane's here, and they are bomb. I love Cane's.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's like chicken.
Haven't gone yet.
It's like chicken strips. Yeah, I can go to Raising Cane's. Here it is. Oh God. Now, when I was living in the hotel, you guys will remember, right? For a couple of years, I lived in a hotel. Blah blah blah. They were literally like just down the street. So yeah, I had kept hearing about Cane's from a lot of people. And then I was like, okay, let me go to this stupid Cane's and find out what it's all about, right? And yeah, they are really good. They are pretty good.
Is it like a Chick-fil-A kind of thing?
No, well, they literally only do chicken fingers. See, this is what they do. They'll make the chicken fingers into a sandwich for you, but this is their typical meal here. Like chicken fingers with fries, a piece of bread. They're a Louisiana chain, right? And so they have this special sauce that they make, and see, they'll put it on a bun for you and stuff, but they literally do chicken fingers. That's what they do. And then they have of course, going with the Louisiana thing, they have this special sauce that they make. But with the Louisiana thing, they have iced tea and lemonade as well. So they're iced. Yeah.
Sweet tea. Yep.
So and they're pretty good, and they like hand do the batter and all that sort of thing. So not too bad. Yeah, this is Cane's. There's
shot.
So it's not like a fast food joint. Technically.
No.
Oh no, it is.
No, it is. It's fast food. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like they're not like fast food because they do everything fresh, right? I mean.
Yeah, they do everything fresh, but it's definitely fast food because you drive up there and they hand it to you. Yeah, it's
right.
Yeah, it's definitely ready to go. And I bought one of these big boys one time. And that'll cost you, man. I mean, they're not cheap either.
What, the tailgate?
Yeah, these big tailgates, yeah, because they come in 25, 50, or 75, or 100.
Oh man!
And that's not cheap, but yeah, I think I bought one that was like 25 or 30.
Sounds like one you'd want to buy for Super Bowl party or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that dude that'll probably I would say maybe every week or every 10 days. I'm taking probably every week. I'm taking something to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I like to share crap. I'm just I don't know. I'm an idiot that way. I don't know. But sometimes I'll go to McDonald's and just buy 15 or 20 of those, dollar sandwiches or whatever. And just take them to work and, hand them all out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just, all the Oreos that you see me buy and you see me post on Instagram, I take all those to work. So, That way I only have like, just a couple. Those last ones though, those hot cocoa ones, those were good, man. Those went super fast.
Yeah, they're coming out with like almost every month.
Yeah, those were good. If you see those, I would definitely recommend those, man. And I would pair those, with some of these peanut butter. Oh, I got something I can show you. I mentioned peanut butter. I got something I can show you. I'll be right back.
The crowd's really excited now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. Get a light bulb moment.
So Andrew, where are you located at? Are you up in?
I am up in the frozen north, aka Minnesota. We are the suburb of Canada.
He's in Minnesota.
I thought you were. I went to Minneapolis for the first time a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
it's a pretty city.
Yeah,
across from St. Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in St. Paul. I'm east side of the Mississippi River from there. So
yeah,
between the Mississippi River and the St. Croix.
It was actually the first place I've ever smoked a hookah. So they have a pretty good influx there in Minneapolis. And one of the guys we knew, he had a favorite restaurant we took him to dinner, and it was a hookah restaurant. So
yep, yeah, there's a lot of those restaurants up here. There's a few here on the east side of St. Paul where I'm at. They're damn good.
Yeah.
And this one I want to go and try out that's in Minneapolis. Guy Fieri on Triple D reviewed, called Kamarchuk's.
Okay.
It's a family place that got started in 1947, right after World War II. It's still a family owned and ran business, and this place has a dedicated following of customers like you would not believe.
Oh wow! So they line up. They wait to get tables and everything. I'm sure then.
You know it.
Yeah.
There are also steakhouses up here that are institutions to certain areas, and again, you're waiting.
Yeah.
Or else you're making reservations.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw where I don't think it's a ski resort now or a ski course now, but where I can't remember her name, the woman that was dating Tiger after he went.
Yeah, she skied down at Buck Hill. That's
that's where I saw that. Yeah,
that's south of St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Burnsville.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's pretty close to the highway, but I mean, that's where they skied at. So
yep.
Here's an example of something that I'll be giving. I bought this to give to somebody as well, so I'll be giving this away. Look at this bad boy! Boom!
Peanut butter.
Where did you find that, Joe?
2 half-pound cups.
So it is just. Oh wow!
There's 2 of them. There's one here and one here, man. Reese's peanut butter cup.
What do you write on the card there? Happy diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Happy diabetes. Now,
happy type 2. Enjoy.
Now that you mentioned it, let's see. We've got servings per container, 12.
Wow.
Right? Now you've got let's see here. 190 calories
each serving.
Per serving, yeah.
So that's times 6 for 1 cup.
You need a Becchiotomy.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, total calories per 8-ounce cup, 1,150.
Jesus.
They put it right here on the damn label. Yeah, this is diabetes in a bag, my friend. Delivered hot and fresh to you. Cold, because I took this out of the refrigerator. So the diabetes take a little longer, but it's going to get to you. Yeah.
You're going to cut this up and have it over the course of the day.
Yeah. So, and I bought a 2-pound Reese's. No, not Reese's. A 2-pound Rice Krispie treat, and I gave that to my mechanic because he's definitely a sweets guy. And yeah, it was a huge, and we added it up because there was like 20 servings in that. It was basically a cookie sheet of Rice Krispie treats. You know what I'm saying? It was insane. at 2 pounds of Rice Krispie treats, it was 3,600 calories.
Wow.
Sounds like you found a store for Shrek.
The store for Shrek.
Yeah, it was insane.
What
Yep.
did he say when you first gave it to him? He must have been like, "What?"
Yeah, he was like, "Holy crap!" You know what I'm saying? I'm in heaven, but no, this guy loves some sweets. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he was in heaven. But he was like, "Man, this is gonna take me a week to eat." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yeah, this." Yeah, so, yeah, it's kind of fun. I kind of like doing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, but yeah,
soul.
huh?
Feeds your soul, right?
Yeah.
Back feeds your soul.
Yeah, it's actually a bigger treat for me. But yeah, these I saw these, and I was telling the girl at the truck stop, the lady at the truck stop that I always talk to, I was telling her about them, that they had them at these other truck stops. So when I went in there last night, she goes, "Joe, look!" I mean, the minute I opened the door, "Joe, look!"
That's awesome.
These Reese's peanut butter. She knew that I had already showed her the picture that I gave to my mechanic, that Rice Krispie treat, and they had those too. And I'm like, well, I don't need one of those anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so she pointed the Reese's out to me, and so I had to buy one right away. You know what I'm saying? They've got a Snickers that's huge like that. And
I'll go for that one.
Yeah, because I remember you like the Snickers. Yeah, so yeah, that was a good one. But
Ooh, that Reese's would be good, like making like a cheesecake. Take one of those, take one whole one and make a nice cheesecake.
yeah, now see, because I've got another one of these peanut butter milk stouts.
That could be a nice one.
From Sleepy Dog. This is from right here in Tempe, Arizona. More of a milder one, but it's still really good. I'm gonna let this one warm up though. I'm gonna have this Rogue, another Pendleton Pale Ale here. Now this is one of my rod beers. Now I got a 6-pack of this for $3.49. I was pretty happy. I was pretty proud. I was literally thinking of rod.
So that's
when
50
I got
cents.
it.
That's 50 cents of beer.
I was literally thinking of rod when I saw him in there. I bought everything. Everything they had. I was like, "Ooh," and I just put them all in my shopping cart right there. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, literally.
I'm becoming this legend out there about beer deals.
I literally thought you were on my mind. I am not gonna lie. I was like, "Oh, I finally got one on rod this time. I got me a rod deal."
Speaking of beer, I'm gonna grab another one. I'll be right back.
This way you have like a beer dar.
Yeah.
Driving and you're like, the deal.
Yeah, it's for me, it's a miracle when you can walk in that, because Total Wine is such a big, a huge liquor store, and then so many people go there, so it's the odds of actually getting because they have like these shopping carts, or they'll have special little deals. Sometimes it'll be on an end cap. Where they'll have these specials, manager special or whatever they call it. And man, the odds of you getting some of that stuff are slim to none, because so many people go in there,
That's also a good thing though, because the more traffic means beer's usually fresher. It's something that you like to buy. People are always buying it.
Right.
Which is a good thing.
Now, see, this has a code on it, so I can't quite tell what the date is, but yeah, that Reese's peanut butter cup thing, man, I was like, holy crap,
that thing is huge.
Yeah, you found them at a truck stop. Yeah, at the truck stop. Yeah.
Okay.
But I also happened to see them at Walmart.
Okay, I can look there next time.
Me at all.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of diabetes, right? Yeah, I happen to see them at Walmart. Yeah.
So in the states where you guys are, do you guys have like taps at your gas stations, or are you just at liquor stores or beer stores, like where you can get growlers at gas stations and everything?
No,
not here in Minnesota. That ain't happening.
I know in New York, they have some bars that you can literally go into and bring a growler, and they can fill growlers for you.
Mm-hmm.
But out here in Massachusetts, there's nothing like that at all.
Oh wow, okay.
I know
You can-
there's still drive-through liquor stores in a couple of places here. Maybe I've heard. I haven't literally seen them, but I don't get out enough to say what necessarily is that specific in Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean we have drive-through liquor stores, but we have in Ohio, Kentucky, and in Indiana, like some of our gas stations, they'll have growler station stuff in there too. And
that's cool.
Untapped. In fact, like in Ohio and Cincinnati, one of the best places to find craft beer is actually a Shell station. That's always getting like the hot beers in, and they got growlers there, and you go in there, you buy beers, tap right there where you get your candy bar and soda or whatever gas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the gas station.
Yeah, that's cool. Dangerous. It sounds a little dangerous, but that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got the drive-throughs though too, right? So yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get home.
Yeah.
Give me a nice cold one, please.
Yeah. I don't see that as necessarily too bad, but it just depends on your laws. All these laws.
I mean, you're supposed to be responsible about it. So, but it makes a nice convenience for a lot of places. I mean, a lot of gas stations are benefiting crazy from like the craft beer breweries because they're getting like extra business out of that.
Yeah, now, we have some gas stations that have great craft beer selections. That's for sure. I mean,
we have that. Yeah, we have taps right there. Like, well, you can get a growler of this or that. You bring your own growler. You don't have to buy theirs. You can have your own if you have one.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that is true. Because if you're gonna drink and drive, you're gonna drink and drive regardless, right?
Yeah.
So if you go there and be able to fill up your growler, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you ever look on, like, there's an app called Beer Menus. If you ever look at it for, like, in the Ohio area, the Cincinnati area, you'll see, like, gas stations pop up that are having on tap.
That's awesome.
That is cool. Yeah, that is cool. I don't see too much of a problem with that. I mean, you're filling a growler. It's not, it's not assumed you're just going to, because you could do the same thing. I mean, if you buy a 6-pack, I mean, you could just crack it open and drink it right there. Yeah. Same thing with the growler. I mean, I don't see too many differences, but some people would, and it just depends on your area, how your community feels about it, really.
It's a little harder with a growler too, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's harder, but you said harder, not impossible. You know what I'm saying?
We see if somebody's probably tried it at one point or another.
Yeah.
But like what our Kroger has done is Kroger's like our main. They're out of Cincinnati, like their main supermarket chain. We have a couple others, but Kroger's kind of like the king of the land. And on the Ohio side, they can't do it in Kentucky because in Kentucky, you can't have liquor sold in the grocery store where you could have like any type of, we have to separate them or whatever. Although you can buy beer in the cases or in the bottles in the grocery part, but in our non-grocery part, you can actually have wine tastings, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so it's a Kentucky law, but on the Ohio side, you don't have that. So what they started creating the new Krogers are basically stations in there where you can sit down and have a glass of beer. So if you're there like with your significant other and they're shopping, I'll catch up with you afterwards. Just like they have the Starbucks in the stores. Yeah. They actually have beer taps in there where people can sit there down and enjoy a beer while the other one's shopping.
And now they do definitely. I know about that because I go to some of the grocery stores that have bars.
Yeah.
And Whole Foods here is well known for it. The Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods does it. Yes, they do it. It's kind of cool.
Definitely.
The more they've done it for a while, you'll have like a cup holder on part of your cart.
Yeah. Now at Whole Foods, you do see people walking around drinking at Whole Foods. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it happens there because you can buy it. You can buy it, and then you can walk around and consume it. At Whole Foods, I know because I know that happens there.
It'd be interesting to know if the Whole Foods that allow you to drink have higher revenue than the ones that don't allow you to drink. Do you know what I mean? Like, through the grocery, not just with the beer. Because if you're walking around drinking, making choices, it's not really productive choices.
I wonder if there's some that don't have. I mean, I only know the one here, and they have alcohol. So I don't know if there's how many don't have alcohol. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But the funny thing is, I found with the Whole Foods where we're at, their taps are pretty decent for what you pay for a pint. I think I had a pint of Great Lakes, Lake Erie Monster one time, which is usually a $7-8 thing. They had it for like $3 something a pint. But they gouge you on the salad bar. So we were having lunch. So the salad bar, you're going to pay overpriced, but hey, your beer works out good.
You know what? And that's absolutely true. Like I have found that Whole Foods prices on like their breads that they make are actually pretty fair prices. You know, from their bakery. All their other stuff is just like through the roof, but their beers that they actually serve are pretty darn competitive.
Yeah.
And they crowler stuff there, they nitro stuff, they do all kinds of stuff, which is
they crowler?
Yeah.
Impressive, man.
Yeah. So some of the first crowling that I had seen was at Whole Foods. Yeah.
Wow.
They'll crowler anything they have on tap. And then it's cool because, of course, you know, Whole Foods sells a lot of craft beer, so anything they sell there, no charge, that's bottled, you can drink right there too. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. And then, you know, there's no lack of good-looking ladies there at the Whole Foods either. So, you know, and yoga pants is the best thing that's ever happened on this planet. I swear.
You can't start a conversation and hopefully come here much.
The only thing weird about drinking at the bar at the grocery store is, you know, you're having a few beers of people looking at their lettuce. You know what I'm saying? That part is a little weird, you know. Or
if you're good, you can get a quick date, right?
Yeah.
For a beer.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's just kind of. Yeah.
Joe's not telling us something there.
You got the yoga pants, you got the beer,
yeah,
you got the date.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man, that's a good place to end this one. We've been going for quite a while, so I'm gonna try to get caught up on some of the college football. I don't know. Did Miami win that game? Did they end up winning that game? They were.
Last I saw, they were tied 28. But I don't know if they pulled out or not. I haven't gone back to look at it.
Yeah, I hadn't.
They needed that window to stay in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, they did for sure. And I know that West Virginia, right? And they definitely were giving them hell.
Our quarterback on the first drive of the game, it looked like, and our backup we ended up losing that. So if we would have won, we had a big shot against Oklahoma, still being in the Big 12 championship. But that's done now. So now it's like, okay, let's see what bowl game we're going to be in. Is it going to be like December 27th or 28th or 20? Like, try to get to the later part of the month where the good ones are.
Yeah. I definitely want to get caught up on the college football and see what's happening. Right? Is Alabama playing right now?
They're on right now.
No, the Celtics are playing right now.
The Celtics are playing. They're looking pretty good right now.
Hey,
we'll see if they can keep up that momentum throughout the rest of the year. But they're looking. What are they on, a 14-game streak? Or
it's going to be 15 now.
Are they? They're ahead right now.
Yeah, they're up. It's like 4 minutes left. They're up by like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
they're doing well, man. Surprisingly, not surprising.
They are.
Looks like Cal and Stanford
going down. That was pretty impressive.
Oh, Cal and Stanford's playing right now.
And UCLA, USC, because it's the beginning of rivalry week.
Yeah, and that's a big one. I'm a USC football fan. UCLA basketball guy.
How do you feel about what happened at UCLA?
Oh, those idiots stealing stuff. You know, at first, I didn't quite know what to think. I thought, okay, they stole some glasses from one store, no big deal. They stole stuff from 3 stores.
Oh, they did?
I didn't hear that. I just heard the one.
Yeah, I heard that on Mike and Mike. That they had stole stuff from 3 different stores. So it was a big deal. Those idiots went out there and took stuff from one store. I can't justify that either.
Yeah.
Being that you're 6-foot+ dudes in China, for Christ's sake. You think you don't stand out like
Yeah.
What are you thinking about? You know what I'm saying?
Well, consider one of their dad is LeVar Ball. So
I mean, it's just like, are you crazy? But
all I can do is just shake my head.
But yeah, they go out there and steal things from 3 stores. That's a different ball game for me. That's a
not
different
stores, but these stores are in China. You don't want to do that shit in China.
I mean,
No, you don't.
they were looking at, they were seriously talking about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's that one kid over in I think Taiwan or Thailand, where I think it was 15 years ago. This kid was graffitiing, tagging cars with spray paint, and they literally publicly caned this kid.
oh yeah, didn't they
Oh, yeah, I
kill him?
remember that. Yeah. Yeah. That was like,
They didn't kill him; they caned him
Yeah.
in public, so shame him. And this was a State Department fiasco, and the parents of the kid said, "Go ahead, cane him. He deserves it."
yeah.
Wow.
Responsible parents. Look, and believe it or not, one of the blue collar comedy guys, Bill Engvall, he actually uses that in one of his skits. Is like, "Hey, don't make me get Mr. Fuji off the wall."
Yeah, that was just craziness to me, man. I know a little bit about what it's like though to be that age and go to a foreign country. It feels like you can kind of do anything, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because you're
That's
not.
problem now, then.
You're not in your country. I don't know. You know.
I feel like nobody can touch you, right? Like it's
Yeah, you know, like you're
Do that in Russia, you're going to the gulag, and you ain't coming out.
yeah. Well, I just can't. You know, China's one of those places, Chief. I would not want to I would not want to mess around in China. I would not want to do anything wrong in China. That's for sure. I mean, the only thing worse than that, I would imagine, is like North Korea, for Christ's sake.
Well, we know what happened when North Korea screw up.
Yeah.
That one kid came back in a coma.
It's curtain, son. So yeah, you know,
China's the kind of country that will shoot you and make your parents pay for the bullet.
That's right.
Yeah, man, it's that, you know.
I think the thing that made it worse, though, like I said, was Leandro being involved, just because all the stuff his dad is doing. He's selling a $500 shoe. He's all this stuff, and it's kind of like, are you like, why would you be stealing it? You should have money there if you're actually, because to talk with your dad, everything your dad's saying, you should have money. So,
Well,
it almost made it bad because his dad put so much stuff out there in the press.
Right.
With him being caught up in it. The other two kids, you can't really say you didn't really know who they were or anything, but for him, it's kind of like you're like the one on the team that do not screw up. Because you're going to never hear the end of it because your dad's playing too much out there and your brother's playing cross town for the Lakers.
Right. Yeah, well, that's what makes it a story. I mean, you know, without the ball kid being in there, it's a non-story, really. You know, it's a headline. You know, 3 UCLA kids steal stuff in China. Oh, okay. Flip the page, move on. Like it's a non-story, really. You know, a little bit of a story. It gets a mention, but no one's really interested until you see the ball kids involved, and you're like, what? You know what I'm saying? You know, people already have an opinion on the guy, and then, you know, he does something like that. You're like, are you kidding me, man? You know? And then for him to say it's no big deal. It's an international incident now, stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope he learned his lesson.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope that UCLA is serious about it, and they're not just posing right now and just trying to wait till the tide goes down a little bit.
They're just indefinitely suspended, I think I saw. Right?
Yeah, they didn't give a number. They just said indefinite. You know what I'm saying? We'll wait till it calms down. And then
I saw like Jason Williams, I think he goes by now, after the motorcycle accident on ESPN. He's kind of like, I think it should just be 3 games, and then they're back. And Seth is like, what are you talking about? Like, it should be the whole season for what they did and all the stuff they brought on today. He's like, if I was those kids, I would look to transfer, because everywhere you go around that campus, they're going to realize you're that kid. They're going to
you're black personally. If you have a scholarship from UCLA and you pull that kind of stunt, if you ask me, if you try to even transfer to another school, you should be blackballed from whatever sport you got the scholarship for.
Yeah. Well, you know, Andrew, you're a big guy. You know, hell, without even going to China, just in America, I mean, you stand out like a sore thumb in most places you go.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Well, yeah, especially if you got a celebrity status attracted to.
You know, especially if you're a bunch of ball players in a foreign country, especially like China. You know, you stand out whether you're white or black. You stand out. You know?
Oh yeah, I stand out. I stand out in a crowd of midgets.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew's a big guy. I mean, for Andrew to go into a 7-Eleven here in America, you'd be an idiot.
I got a duck to get in the doorway.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's looking at you, right?
How tall are you?
He's
6'8".
Yeah.
Oh wow, he's tall. Yeah.
Let's just say you look at me coming. Say you're someone in a grocery store. You're under 4 foot. I am your best friend for something off the top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love me at the grocery store. My mom even sees what I do. She's like, "Hey, it's no problem. He's done it before. He'll give you a hand. You want to help in another aisle? Let him know. We'll be here for the next hour."
Yeah, that's why I was,
I'll be over drinking craft beer. Just come get me when you need me.
Yeah, you pay some beers. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, we have someone right here that's a tall guy that, we can use as a reference right here in this own country without even leaving this country. If you were to be going somewhere and trying to shoplift, you'd be an idiot.
Yeah.
I work with a guy also that's close to 6'10", and it's the same way. He even at work where we're used to seeing him, he can't go anywhere, and we're like, oh yeah, he was over there, man, a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just can't help but notice the guy.
Here's the funny thing, Joe. At family get-togethers and stuff, I have this innate ability to walk around. Nobody will pay attention to where my location is, and say I'm going to play a prank on one of my relatives. I'll be able to walk up and scare the hell out of them from behind. They don't even know I'm there.
So I imagine it definitely runs in the family.
No, I think I'm the only one that does it.
No, I mean height wise.
Yeah, that's that too. It's like, okay, where's Andrew? Where's he going? I just saw you. You were over there. Now you're over here.
Right on, guys. Well, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate everyone jumping in, everyone in the chat. Thank you, man. We had. Well, I see. I want to call him Kent some more. You know what I'm saying? But I meant Joe. Actually, I said Kent, but I meant Joe because
well, Joe's average, so you can forget Joe sometimes.
We found out that's Joe's real name. It's Kent. And just everybody that showed up there. I know we had Earth watching. He was texting me earlier. Bum showed up for a while. So yeah, everybody that showed up, I really appreciate it. We had some of the Malt Liquor crew in there. So
and one troll at the tail end of the.
Yeah, we have one troll show up in there, and it's
There's got to be one, right? There's got to be one.
Yeah, there's always
one.
There's always one. So.
So
one's not bad. He didn't chime in with any audible, so
yeah,
not worried.
Yeah, I took care of those. But anyway, we'll see you guys, man. Thank you for jumping in. I appreciate it.
Me on, Joe. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Glad hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
let's see if we can do another 5 hours sometime later.
Yeah, no. Hey, this one ain't too far. This one I think was like 3.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, let's push it. Let's try it and shoot for 11.
Yeah, I'm completely good. Yeah, I'm completely good. I definitely want to,
But we had a big enough crowd though on that. What do we have like between you and myself? I think it was like another 10 or 12 people in that chat.
Yeah,
there was a lot of us. I mean, between who was on screen and who was in the actual YouTube chat.
Yeah, well, this one hasn't done too bad. Now, keep in mind, next Friday we'll do a Black Friday show. I'll probably record it, but there's a chance I might not. We might just that one. I don't know how long that one's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I'm off work. I think most everybody else is off work.
I'm working next Friday, so
next Friday.
If I get on, it'd be after 4:00.
Yeah,
but we actually may get off early because if our phones are dead, they start letting people go.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it at the regular, time. So that'll be noon Eastern.
Yeah, I'll get the notification on my cell phone though.
Yeah, if it ends up being another 5-hour show, we'll still be on. when you guys.
So I take it nobody's going shopping that day then.
I'm not the type to go out there anymore. I used to be a hardcore out there in the store Black Friday guy. I'd get my, of course that's when I lived in a cold climate, and I'd get my hot chocolate, and we'd be out there doing it. No, not anymore. I'm a cyber guy. I could do the show and still be shopping. You know what I'm saying?
I've never done one, but then I was at Best Buy last week or the week before last. I ended up picking up Call of Duty and another game, and I saw they have 4K TVs for like $300 something now.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'll wait till Black Friday. Hell, I can just go in and pick one up in the next week or so.
Yeah, Black Friday, is it Target? Black Friday, there is a TV out there for $249, 55-inch 4K.
Yeah, and there'll be like two, and they'll be wrestling for them.
Yeah, and you don't have to necessarily wait. I think Amazon's got 55 inches for somewhere around $300. It might be like $325, something like that. A lot of sales on. There's so many sales on 4K TVs under $350 for 55-inch and above that if you should not consider a 1080p TV. There's enough 4Ks out there where if you're due for a new TV, don't even consider it. Get a 4K.
Yeah.
It's getting that good on the TVs at least for this coming Friday. But yeah, we'll be on here Friday, of course, Tuesday, but the Friday show, I'm off. That's for sure. So we'll be doing it on here, man. And we're due for another non-recorded show. I'm still deciding.
Are you doing a Tuesday show next week?
Yeah, Tuesday. We're doing Tuesday still. So we'll be on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday at noon Eastern, right here on YouTube. And for those that by that time, noon Eastern, especially, a lot of people have already done, especially because Black Friday is actually starting on Thanksgiving Day now. So
night.
Yeah.
Night. Yeah.
So by the time noon Eastern hits on Friday, Black Friday's over for a lot of people,
Yeah.
So, maybe we can get some people on here that are done shopping and can tell us the horror stories about, who got pounded over the head with, who got shot,
Speaking of Black Friday, the Mall of America in Bloomington, they put out a letter to all the stores, and they told everybody, we will not be open for Black Friday. We want our families to enjoy Thanksgiving.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's the one place. That's awesome.
Well, it must be.
But there's a lot of stores and stuff in there, and literally, they're staying closed for Thanksgiving. They don't care because they care about the
safety.
The stores that rent in there. They want those employees of them other stores to actually enjoy the holiday instead of and having to go into work at 3 in the afternoon and have to open up by 5.
Right. There's some amazing deals out there, guys. Best Buy is going crazy. Keep Best Buy in mind. Walmart's going ape nuts over there. Amazon's already having sales. Amazon sales started, I think, yesterday. I believe they started on the 17th. So keep an eye on Amazon every single day. They're having different things on sale all the way through Black Friday. So,
Cyber start next week. What is it? Cyber Week? The week before?
Cyber Monday's is it after? I think it's after Black Friday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it's kind of like craft beer. It's kind of like some are like a pale ale. That line is so blurred right now. We don't know what the hell, it's just like some people's birthday. They don't have a birthday anymore. They have a birthday week. You know what I'm saying? That's the way this deal is too. Like it's turned from Black Friday. Now it's literally gone from the sales are starting literally that Thanksgiving morning. Some of these sales are starting. If you're not in the store that Thanksgiving morning, you're going to miss a lot of these big sales that are only in store that, some of them are starting at 6 p.m. Or 4 p.m. Thanksgiving Day.
Just don't put your turkey in the oven.
I was saying, so in other words, it's like pumpkin beers in August.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. But yeah, we will be here. At least I will be. I'll be here, and if anybody wants to join in, then that'd be great. And maybe we have another Saturday show. Who knows? We'll see, man. Thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate it, man. Everyone that tuned in and jumped in, I appreciate it. Oh, by the way, I get a lot of comments on the iPhone, and man, the iPhone has been fantastic. I love this new iPhone 10.
Drop it again?
No. No.
I'm throwing it. I saw about the drop. Yeah.
No, I only dropped it that one time, thank God. But I will say though, in the case like this, it feels like any other iPhone. I have to admit, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing too special, nothing that stands out. You have to take it out of the case, man. The minute you take it out of the case, I've handed it to so many people that I trust holding the damn thing for one. But you take it out of the case, and that's when it's special. Yeah, who me? Yeah, you. Yeah.
It's scary sometimes. You say something and it'll respond to you, not even wanting to talk to it.
That's how Skynet began.
What I do really, I can tell you one thing really quick going out here. What I do really love is the Face ID and the wireless charging. I love the wireless charging. I can just sit. It's been sitting right here the whole time. You just didn't see it.
Did you get a plus version or is that the regular?
There's only one.
Okay.
So it's just the iPhone X, and that's it. But there's two colors. If there is that.
8 and 8 Plus.
Yeah, well, there's that, but I think he's talking about just specifically the X. But there's only one size of the X. What I love about the X is its size, though. I've come to like that because I have the Plus version, the 6 Plus, and I still use it. I go back and forth. I was using. Well, you saw me using it maybe during my last review. I was still using it, but I do like this size. I can put it in my pocket, and my Plus version, I'd have to take it out a lot if I bent over or something like that, because it would like jab me in the gut or something. You know what I'm saying? And like it just kind of like is a little too big in your pocket. So I was always taking it out, and this one is just that right size. It's not as small as the regular 8, let's say, but it's right in between those two. So I really like the size. It feels great in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Just like twirling it around and stuff like that. It feels great. I love it.
Out of respect for you, Joe, I held back on a lot of jokes during that little.
I was just
I held back on a lot of jokes.
You said perfectly in hand. That was one.
Kool-Aid Man is coming through the wall.
Yeah, that was a
Let him
huge
fly, Rod. Let him fly.
That wasn't even a softball. That was a beach ball, right? That was just a beach ball out
ball
there.
can get bigger. I'm about to slam it out of the park.
But it is great. If anything, now that the Face ID has really learned my face and stuff, if anything, it unlocks itself so fast that it's kind of messes me up. Because sometimes all I want is the screen to just turn on so I can just get to the camera real quick and just hit the camera button. And sometimes it unlocks the whole phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn it. And I'm trying to, go back to find the camera or go back to find my flashlight real quick. That Face ID works so fast. But no, I really do love the phone. It's that I love its speed. That's for darn sure. When I go back to my 6 Plus and use it, you can just the difference is night and day. I mean, that phone is so much slower.
That processor is crazy.
It is fast. It is.
There's no
do you have to get a program? Can you use that as a webcam for your computer? You need to get a program for that as well.
There is a way you can do it.
Okay.
And I just haven't taken the time to do it, but there is a way you can do it. There's a way, in the same thing that you would do to use your phone as a webcam, I can make my SLR. My SLR is always right here, just off camera.
Yeah.
But I can use that as a webcam as well, and get sharper quality and stuff. I just haven't taken the time to do it. It's a little bit of a hack, if you will, but not much. It's a safe one. It's not dangerous. All right, guys, we'll see you, man. Take care. Thanks for
Later,
joining.
Joe. See you Tuesday.
Have a good Sunday.
Peace out.